I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Shit on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious, I'ma go cause some pain, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame, yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life. I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Fuck your lies, I'll do what I want. The gas in the back, never left. She's so bad that the can't hit the back. The gas in the back, never left. She's so bad that the can't hit the back. The gas in the back, never left. She's so bad that the can't hit the back. The gas in the back, never left. She's so bad that the can't hit the back. I'm inspired by thirst, I'm inspired by worth. I desire your worst, so you can just hide while I work. I ain't tired, you first. I'll write a second, third verse about the lies you go disperse. You never did shit, I know it hurts. Something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Fuck your lies, I'll do what I want. The gas in the back, never left. She's so bad that the can't hit the back. The gas in the back, never left. She's so bad that the can't hit the back.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Hard Sports All Plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. On sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Hard Sports All Plays.
Good morning, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's coming up on the All Sports All Plays Network. I am on the All Sports All Plays College Breakdown Show. I am your host, Ray Cruz, and my co-host hopefully will be here momentarily. We'll get this show started when he gets here right away here on the All Sports All Plays Network. We got a good show going here today. We're going to break down. We have one college football game, which is Middle Tennessee State University against San Diego State. That comes on at 8 o'clock tonight on ESPN. It's the Easy Post Hawaiian Bowl. It's the only bowl game that is coming on today. But we will break down the Monday's action, Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Friday's action, all on the All Sports All Plays Network. Let's talk about some stuff that's going on here. DJ Ugalea from Clemson is expected to pick Oregon State. That is by some sources on the different networks that have been following this story here, where DJ Ugalea is going to be playing next. The sources right now are picking Oregon State. This is going to be his best bet to play. Also, we had the top 5 rusher, Brown, leads Illinois for the draft. That's a big news there. 5-star Bowen flips again, now off to Oklahoma. That's a big another thing. And then the quarterback, JT Daniels, who played at USC, transferred over to Georgia, played at West Virginia last year. He has now gone to Rice. He has picked Rice as his destination, so he will be playing for his 4th school. And then you got Daniels from LSU. He is returning quarterback. He has said he's returning for the 2023 season. So LSU's got their quarterback back for another year. They transferred out of Arizona State University. Also, Georgia adds a SEC transfer, wide receiver Thomas Leavitt, to their roster for next year for 2023. And then the former 5-star North Carolina cornerback Tony Grimes from UNC has now picked his landing spot at Texas A&M. So that's some big updates there. And then cornerback Rick signs with Alabama over Florida and LSU. So that's some big top news going here in college football. The outbreak here. If you didn't watch last night, Sam Hartman played his last game at Wake Forest University. We don't know if he's going to the NFL or if he's going to enter the transfer portal. He has not made his decision, but he did say earlier this month that he will not be back at Wake Forest. He said it was time for somebody else to take over that leadership at Wake Forest University, so he will not be back for next season. But he did score a late touchdown to lead to lift Wake Forest over Missouri last night in their bowl game. So, and then Houston went on to win their bowl game over Louisiana, the Running Cajuns. So that what happened last night. Once my co-host gets on board here, he has not seen the link yet. Once he gets on board, we'll break down everything else coming up today on this thing. Let's take a little talk about the NIL. What has now transpired. Some rumors have came out that earlier this month that Drake May was transferring out of University of North Carolina, which has not came out to be true. I found this article here written by Pete Chamel from ESPN. He has some, I'll paraphrase some of this stuff. He has some things. So like 6 months ago, North Carolina redshirt freshman Drake May, he wasn't sure if he was going to start at North Carolina. He was in a quarterback competition with Jacoby Criswell, who's now transferred out of North Carolina, going back to Arkansas, to his home state school at Arkansas University at Razorbacks. He entered the transfer portal, and he has made his decision of a destination that he is going to. And also, interesting tweet by Pete Narducci, from Pitt. tweeted out early this week that Drake May had $5 million offer from two schools, but did not name the school, which this article Pete Tramiel from ESPN put out. So I mean, Drake May put the rumor to rest that he's staying at the University of North Carolina. He was never decided to enter the transfer portal, and I think the rules is with that, if they don't enter the transfer portal, they can't have no conversation with schools. They did say that the high school coach was the source of some of these rumors because they were hitting him up, trying to get information to Drake May, which his family never did anything. He's deep rooted into North Carolina. His dad played, Mark May played at the University of North Carolina at quarterback. His brother, Luke, played at the basketball team. He's got Bo May. He's a walk-on at the University of North Carolina basketball team. And then he had his other brother went to the University of Florida, who won a baseball national championship there. So, I mean, they deep-rooted in the North Carolina roots here. And Narduzzi, he still claims that Flames saying that this week that the two schools offered May a $5 million to transfer. I mean, we know he's being a pick on the NFL pick for 2024. He could emerge as a top pick in the 2024 draft. That's when he's eligible to go for the NFL. North Carolina probably going to have probably one more season. If he decides to go into draft early in the 2024 season. So that's something we got to look out for next year. May did throw for 4,115 yards and 35 touchdowns this year, leading UNC 9-4 to an ACC title game appearance in the Holiday Bowl bid. They play Oregon, the 15th ranked Oregon Ducks, on the 28th of December. So, I mean, that's going to be a brutal game there because North Carolina will be without Josh Downs, the top leading receiver for them. They'll be down some corners. Like I said, Tony Grimes is gone. Storm Duck has not made a decision if he's going to play or not, but he did enter the transfer portal. Matt Brown did extend the Olive Garden. If you did enter the transfer portal, he'll allow you to play if you want to play the bowl game. So we have not heard about Storm Duck if he's going to play or not. So that's going to be some issues there for North Carolina if they're going to have enough to put their defense out there. So it's going to be a little bit shorthanded on the defensive side in that December, but we're going to talk about that later on. So this NIL deal is getting to where it's going to start being messed. The NCAA is going to have to put some guidelines on this because, I mean, if you're really not going to put any tampering on these NIL deals, I mean, they can contact these guys anytime they want to and offer them these big money and stuff like that. But I think the NCAA is going to have to set some kind of guidelines where you can't talk to the players unless they enter the transfer portal completely. That's going to be one thing. How do you regulate this NIL deal? This how you put yourself in a situation that, you know, how you can control this, because this is right now, it's like NFL free agency right now. I mean, if you don't like school, I understand that. If you don't like if you're not getting playing time, I understand that completely. But you can't be tampering while they're playing regular season football games. These reports come out ridiculous, and you're trying to persuade, and you got other coaches now leading into this on the Twitters saying, "Oh yeah, this guy's got a $5 million deal to transfer, blah blah blah." Then you're getting everything in range. But I mean, I understand the situation. I understand the kids want to get paid. I understand all that. But you got to realize the deals of this NIL deals are very, very, very strange, and it's coming out right at the regular season starts. And you got transfer portals, and you got people saying, I understand people want to get playing time. I understand people are not liking where their coaches are there. It's going to be very impituated and very instelled. I know if you don't like the coaching, I know the coaching changed. Like Tony Grimes, he got picked up by Bateman. He was a Bateman's guy. Bateman left last year. They fired Bateman and picked up Gene Chizik. He might not like the style of Gene Chizik's defense, so he went on and hit the transfer portal and transferred out. I can understand that. You got to give where the guys are getting the right decision to do. You got to get their right point of views, and if they don't like the new coaching regime coming in, I understand that too. I understand that a lot. I mean, people don't like certain situations, and sometimes people will go to schools and don't like the schools, or pick the wrong school and decide they wanted to go out, and this is a good way to do it. We can really understand the situation that's going on in college football, but the NCAA's got to have to find a way to put a limit to when you can talk to these guys and not have these rumors come out, and then you have another coach from another team to escalate the rumor even more when he doesn't have all the facts. So, I mean, that's got to be a situation. You got schools tampering with other kids that are on the roster right now with these NIL deals from boosters who can offer these $5 million, $10 million, or how much you can get them to come to your school. But the NCAA's got to put a regulation on this. The NCAA's got to put a timetable saying, hey, you got to be physically into the transfer portal before you can get talk with the NIL deals if it's not with the current school. Now, for the current schools, that's you can see that. But if you're not at the current school and you're hitting the transfer portal, you got to wait till your name gets into that transfer portal, where you have to be in that transfer portal at least 48 hours before another team, another college can really, and NIL deals can really formulate that into that where you can offer these guys. So that's another situation here that we're going to look at. How is college football going to regulate this NIL deal? How is college football going to regulate this? And on top of this, you got EA Sports going to be coming back out with their NCAA football game for PS5, Xbox One, PS4, regular Xbox 360, I think. So now you got the player likeness. How is the NCAA and the EA Sports going to regulate their likeness, and how they going to get paid? Are they going to get paid while they at football college, or do they put them in a interest-based bound payment to when they come out and then they get the money when they leave college? So that's going to have to be the situation here, because NCAA Sports is coming back out soon. They were supposed to come out in 2023. I think it's now pushed back to 2024. They had a little bit of complication. They're trying to work out what school is going to participate into the thing. I know Notre Dame is not one of the schools right now, are not bound to be in the NCAA new football game. They still got a little bit of regulation they got to do with some of the colleges and conferences around to make this work out. How is all this going to work out when the video game starts coming back out, when they start using their likeness and getting these college players paid on top of that? So you got a little bit of situations coming up here in college football that players are going to get paid to play football, but you also got to get the aspect of going to school and getting the grades and all this stuff up too. So that's got to be a situation that NCAA is going to have to work out here in the next 3 to 4 years, or is this going to be turned into a mess? This is going to be turned into a free agency type thing like the NFL. You're getting paid to come and play football instead of getting your education and playing football, which is college was supposed to be set up for. But I understand these guys need to get paid too, because money situation, the inflation that's going on. Not getting paid as much, and you're still getting your food and board too, but you got some people that want to live off campus, and that costs a little bit much, so they get stuff like that. So that's another situation that college football is getting into the realm of invocation here of this NIL deal. So I mean, if you look at certain situations here, how does the NCAA, I'm going to pose a question to y'all, and you want to go ahead and comment in the room here. How does the NCAA regulate? How do you want them to regulate the NIL deal? How you want them to regulate what EA Sports is about to put out in 2024? This is going to be a nuance, because you got schools are going to be hurting by this. You're going to have smaller schools like East Carolina going to be hurting with this. You got the transfer portal. Right now, you have over 430. I think it was 432 people that have now committed going to a different school. Look at JT Daniels. Went from USC to Georgia to West Virginia. Now he's going to be at Rice next year. So, I mean, that's that. He bounced around to 4 different schools. So, I mean, he's like going from one school to another. Even though he went from a Power 5 to a Power 5 to a Power 5, now he's going to Rice. I mean, you got Cameron Callaway came from Auburn to North Carolina. He's now transferred out, but he said he will be playing the bowl game. This bowl game on December 28th. I mean, Matt Brown has told him if you enter the transfer portal, you can still allow to play. As long as you don't sign with a new team. I think that's the deal. There is they can enter their name in the transfer portal, but you can play if you don't commit to a different team. So we'll see how much all this is going to work out in these bowl situations for different teams and stuff like that. Right now, Georgia did lose They have one player they did lose, Norton. He transferred out of Georgia. I think he went to, let me see if I can pull up the database here. I went in and got a good database going here for the college transfer portal. I mean, right now, if you look at it here, I counted yesterday when I put this spreadsheet together for myself, track all the stuff. We have a total of 411 people that have now committed. 411 people have now committed. We got one, Timmy McLean. He's a quarterback. He's pending approval, but he has enrolled at South Florida. Went from South Florida to UCF. He went from Tampa to Orlando to UCF. But he can't play immediately. They're waiting for appeal from the NCAA on his situation. His first accreditation coming out of South Florida, so they have to get that approval from the NCAA. That's the thing. You have some people here like Justin Wheat. He's an edge rusher. He's eligible immediately. He's got 2 years left. He is committed he went back to Oklahoma. He was going to transfer out of Oklahoma, decided to stay at Oklahoma. So they got him back. Jordan McLeod, the quarterback, immediately. He's got 3 years eligibility left. Transferred out from Arizona, now he's going to James Madison University. So you got kids. I mean, you got 411 people, and you got over almost 4,000 people in this transfer portal. But you got 413 people. 411 people have now committed to a new school out of this. I mean, you got, North Carolina State quarterback Devin O'Leary. He's committed. He went from North Carolina State to Kentucky. He's committed to Kentucky now. You still got Brandon Armstrong, got that from Virginia. He's still lingering out there. Good quarterback. He's still lingering out there in the transfer portal. He has not committed to a school. Like I said, they have rumors going around right now. Some sources have not really confirmed, but they have come out and said E.J. Ugalea out of Clemson is going to go to Oregon State. So, I mean, this is going to be this transfer portal is going to be very look at Charlotte. Charlotte lost a player, Johnny Martin, running back. He committed to Stony Brook. Going from Charlotte to Stony Brook is not a big school, but he's going to where he can get playing time. Like North Carolina lost Chris Collins, the linebacker. He went from North Carolina to Minnesota. You got Jacoby Criswell, quarterback, going back to his home state of Arkansas. He's going to Arkansas University, playing for the Arkansas Razorback in the SEC. So he's going to go there. That's a lot of people are committing here. Purdue kept Ricky Smith, the linebacker. He committed. He was going to transfer out of Purdue. Purdue picked him back up. I mean, some of these guys can change some of their minds and stuff like that. Trevor Ford, the edge rusher out of Missouri, he's going to Toledo now. You got people coming you got certain people out of this transfer portal is just moving right along here. Like Jamar Jean Baptiste, He's a linebacker going from UCF to Ole Miss. Andrew Carter, offensive tackle. He's gone from Texas to Tennessee now. So you got some, and you got J.J. Roberts, a cornerback out of Wake Forest, going to Marshall. Committed to Marshall. So you got some things going on here in this thing, like Wisconsin. Chris got fired. You got a new head coach now. So Trishan Monday, linebacker, gone from Wisconsin to Arizona State. They picked up a good guy right there. So that's going to affect some of the things too for Wisconsin. Players are going to be transferring out of here and stuff like that. So, if you listen on our Facebook here, if you want to send us some stars for the All Sports All Plays Network, will help shows like the All Sports All Plays College Breakdown, Horseshoe Talk, the Jag Nation, all the way down to All Sports All Plays in the morning. The afternoon blitz, shows like that. If you want to help us make more content, send us some stars. That'll send us some money to build more content for the All Sports All Plays. And Mike Hughes, happy holiday, brother. Happy holidays to you too and your family. Happy holidays to everybody out here on the All Sports All Plays Network and the All Sports All Plays College Breakdown. Crew also sends their holiday greetings to everyone here on the network. Thanks for joining here. This is Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve here. Holiday season. We did not decide to take the day off here on the All Sports All Plays. We decided to bring you some college breakdown here. So I'm just waiting on my co-host to show. Once he arrives, the show will get really banging here. But we're still talking a little bit in the transfer portal. We might not call out some of your favorite players here, but I mean, there's tons of things. North Carolina, like DeAndre Hollins at North Carolina, decided to come back to North Carolina. Look at Armani Chapman, Virginia Tech, cornerback out of Virginia Tech, is going to North Carolina now. Trevon Cooley, leaving Louisville, going to Georgia Tech. He's a running back. Clemson lost Fred Davis is second. He's gone from Clemson to UCF. Troy Nash Bradley, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you and your family too. NC State's got some players coming in. Got that quarterback. You gotta. I hate to see Devin Leary leave North Carolina State. I mean, he had some injuries there in some of the seasons for North Carolina State, but he was doing very good this year. He was okay, not very dynamic like he was supposed to be. But him leaving North Carolina State, going to Kentucky. I mean, I know North Carolina State got was Morris, and then they got Finley, who's going to probably compete for the starting job this year. So I mean, that's a very thing. So North Carolina State fans got some optimism at quarterback, but we're gonna see how that's going to turn out and how the head coach will handle this situation when they start quarterback rolling out for next season. All righty, man. Let's get ready to bring in the man, the Santa Claus of St. Louis. He is the man of the mythical myth. He's got all his elves waiting for him, but he's also the host of the Who's to Blame podcast. Catch him out, man. He's a great guy, great man. He's got his white beard going. Can play Santa Claus for anybody. Just give him the right money. He's taking donations. He's hit him up on his Facebook. Give him some donation, man. The man, the mythical myth, the Santa Claus. Oh man, let's welcome Dre Montez. Merry Christmas, Dre.
Merry Christmas, man.
Hey, see our graphic there? We brought the Merry Christmas tree. I was waiting for you to show up.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, this weather here, boy. That storm here hit us like crazy.
Oh, you got a storm going through? Snow?
Oh, yeah, we got this is like 6 degrees outside probably right now. Had a little snowstorm on Thursday night, but it's good.
You got your ugly Christmas sweater on, I see.
You know it. You know it. Wrap it to myself.
Oh, you wrap yourself, huh?
Yeah, got to wrap yourself up.
All right, man. I've been talking about the NILs, the transfer portal, the rumor that went around by Drake May of North Carolina going out, and Pete Narduzzi tweeting it saying that he had 2 offers for $5 million. What do you think about other teams, coaches chiming in on people's NIL deals and not getting the full effect of that deal? Because, I mean, Drake May's already put out that he was not contacted. It was his high school coach getting contacted by these other schools.
Yeah, it's a little crazy situations going on. As a baseball player, an MLB player who brothers in college were the reporter from ESPN, like kind of said some awful shit about his brother and it affected his NIL deal. So there's a lot of hating going on out there, man, from all kind of angles from these kids. And that's wild. I don't think it'll get that bad.
Now, the NCAA's got to have to step in here somewhere and draw the line. How do they draw the line for this not getting – do they come up and say, hey, we're going to penalize the school or we're going to penalize the player if he gets a NIL deal outside the realm of him not entering the transfer portal?
I don't know how – because we're still all getting new and acquainted with this NIL on how to handle it, the restrictions, the legalities of it, the verbiage, all of that is new to everybody. And luckily, it hasn't been any bad situations out of it yet. So I think whatever the NCAA is doing that we don't know about, I think they should keep it up. Because I haven't seen the NIL situation get out of hand yet.
Yeah, they haven't gotten out of hand, but I mean, you still got like rumors and stuff like that going out. But, you know, Narduzzi from Pitt tweeting out that, you know, talking about Drake May got that $5 million deal. But then again, is he trying to sway? Was it his school one of the people that got the $5 million offer from the NIL deal for him to come to Pitt? Because the way these coaches are coming out and the way he just came out and just frankly said it without any true facts behind it, because Drake Mays rebutted that tweet twice, saying that it wasn't his family getting it, it was his high school coach getting the offers from the NIL people to trying to get him to talk to Drake. But I mean, you got Drake May still officially under North Carolina, but never entered the transfer portal.
Right.
But then again, how does that affect the situation where he's with a school, but he's not in the transfer portal, but it's not even the off season yet. I mean, I understand during the off season.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, we've come a long way in the misuse of money with these kids in college, from leaving money up under the bridge to the Louisville incident to where we are now with the NIL situation. And I think you're all right. They need to police this matter. The NCAA does.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a good thing that's going on. Like that's a fishy situation, the way you explain that's going on with him. That don't sound too trustworthy.
Yeah, I mean, you got that, and then the NCAA, NCAA's EA Sports about to start their college remake of the college game, which they are in the process right now. Was supposed to come out in 2023. Now it's going to come out in 2024. They still got some stuff they need to tweak out of there. Like one issue is trying to get Notre Dame put their name back into the EA Sports game. You got other colleges that are working out some deals with the different conferences, getting their team in there. But then when you got that, now you got to police that for their likeness. How does that going to work? Is they going to get the money immediately, or are they going to have to wait till they either transfer out or they leave college or go to the pros before they get their money?
Football is going to become very difficult in the next 2 years. We already got the NFL switching to Google and YouTube next year with the NFL Sunday Ticket. And now with college football being delayed, they come out on the video games and trying to figure out how to pay these kids. It's wild out here. They're on a whole new level with everything. Look how much shit we got to stream now just to watch football. How many different devices you need to have right now. It's getting way out of hand. It's getting outrageous.
And outrageous. You got about 6,000. You had like about 6,000 people, but 411 people already so far has committed to different schools.
Yeah, because they want the opportunity to play, and the television deal that's coming out with the Big Ten, that's giving everybody like high hopes. We still haven't got the official word on how this SEC is going to work, how this is going to stay in the SEC network. The ACC is working on something. All these major conferences are working on something for their own satisfaction of a television deal because these kids want to be seen on television. In the HBC, doing their thing as well.
Yeah, I mean, and then you see the effect that Deion Sanders already has. I mean, we knew players are transferring out of Jackson State going to Colorado.
Right.
They made a big hype when Hunter decided to put his name in the transfer portal. Where is he going to go? Is he going to go to Florida State? Blah blah. But he ended up going to Colorado. Both his sons are going to Colorado now. We thought the safety.
They made up.
Yeah, he made up, and now he's transferring out of Jackson State, going there. And so I mean,
two former NFL players, Deion Sanders got into it with his kid, and then the other NFL player ended up going to jail because he whipped his daughter.
I know
for talking back to him. I'm like, wait a minute now. What's going on with these kids? Getting out of hand now. Come on now.
Hey, but back in the day, man, giving the kids spanking was a good thing. Made them mind. Look,
Look here.
Now you can't do that. They first time you get spanked, they call the family child services, and then
they come to get your ass.
Yeah, so I mean,
they were part of our upbringing. You are right. You are very right. They were definitely a part. I got whipped in school and at home, and getting whipped at school was legal.
Yeah. The worst thing I got at school was a misbehave, and I wouldn't forget it. Her name was Miss Baltnight, my 5th grade teacher. She took us out in the hallway, bend your fingers back, and take a ruler and start spanking your hands with the ruler, and that thing really hurt. The wooden ruler, the real big wooden ruler.
You ever had to sit proper? You ever had to sit proper when you hold the pencil with your fingers?
Yeah, that too.
That mental toughness, man. These kids don't know nothing about that. They couldn't do that. They'll start crying in 2 minutes.
Yeah, what was the option? Oh yeah, you want to go get suspended, or you just want to go get you spanking at the principal's office?
Give me this ass beat. Give me this ass beat. I'm not telling them people I got suspended. Hell no, because I got to go home and get ass whooping. 2 of them.
Oh.
One time, my mom called my aunt over.
I
got whipped by my aunt and my mom and dad.
What was it?
What is going on here?
My junior year, this guy was trying to bully me around. So he told me to meet him at the center court of the basketball gym. So I met him at the center court of the basketball gym. I picked him up and slammed him. And that's when the basketball coach was underneath the gym floor, heard a loud bang, run up there and see me do slammed on the center court.
Oh, God.
So I got suspended for 5 days, and my dad thought I was going to school, but I ended up walking to the arcade, and he caught me on the 2nd day of my suspension, and that's why I was going to the arcade room. I was supposed to be in school.
Oh, man. How'd you get out of that?
Oh, I didn't. That's when he went out and took a 2x4 and made it into a paddle with all our names on it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I went through some battles too, bro, but I learned. I'm like, I don't want my parents whooping me no more. I got to figure this shit out.
Oh, that's the only time I got suspended. I didn't get no suspended no more.
Oh, no, the suspensions went away real quick for me too. I was like, I can't do this no more.
But we got some stuff, talking about the NIL deal and all this stuff that they got to really police. I mean, this is going to get out of hand.
As bad as it may think, how can I put this? For them to come up with something that none of us knew about, how it was going to be policed, how it was going to be done, giving kids that young that much money. But on the other side, they got representation at the school as well, where they have the kids that are in charge of the NIL for them are learning this process as well, too.
Yeah.
So it's a learning curve for everybody. NCAA, the student, and the representative. So it's not just giving these kids the money. Here's $2 million. No, the representative ensuring that the money is getting to the kids and the kids are not misusing the money. Now, that's the one good thing I can say about the NIL.
But
coaches getting involved, getting money from high school, that's some bullshit.
Yeah, this is This is just ridiculous. Is how this thing is going. I mean, just like this guy Bowen, he decommitted from Notre Dame. He's 6 foot, 195 pounds. Bowen's 5-star recruit is off. Now he's going to go to the Sooners.
Why? What made him change his mind? What happened?
I guess he got an NIL deal that was pretty good, or his best friend decided that he was say, "Hey, I got a good NIL deal. We'll get you go, and you come with me to be a Sooner." That's what happened.
Oklahoma women versus Notre Dame women. I'm going to Oklahoma.
Yeah,
because I've been to South Bend. That's rough. Pickings up there, rough.
So I mean, he flipped it out of Notre Dame, he's going to Oklahoma now. How about the West Virginia? How about the quarterback? Was it the one that played at USC, went to Georgia, then went to West Virginia. Now he's going to Rice.
Yeah, it's like his fifth fucking school. What about the kid that tore his ACL 2 years in a row? He's a 7-year student. 7 years this dude been playing college football due to back-to-back injuries.
Hey, that's all right.
I love it. I love the story. He got one more year of eligibility left. That's awesome. They
got a guy now who's going to be in college for 9 years. He just got an extra year of eligibility. He's going to come back and play his 9th year of college football.
Who's Stetson Bennett?
Oh, that's Stetson Bennett. I forgot what the dude's name was.
He's been in college forever.
I seen it. And then, all right, how about DJ Ugalea now? Sources are saying he's going to go to Oregon State.
He's leaving
Clemson.
See, I think something going on with Dabo on his coaching staff. They had a couple of losses this year that didn't go Dabo's way at all. And he kind of lost himself, yelling at his coaches and his players a few times as you're on the sideline. So I think there's a little bit more going at Clemson than anybody is paying attention to.
I mean, Kobe Pace, the running back out of Clemson, he's going to Virginia now.
Damn. There's something going on at Clemson, man.
And then
Dabo, that last game they lost, he lost his damn mind. He was pissed. So I'm wondering, did he say something? Did he go too far with the players? We all know coaches do that. They go too far, especially in the South.
I mean, you got a lot of schools like your Florida team got hit big with Kamara Wilcox, safeties going from Florida to Temple. Jalen Lee, the defensive lineman from Florida, going to LSU.
Hey, but I like that quarterback we got coming in. Yeah, 6'5", a golden dream for me, baby. Yeah. 6'5" and left-handed. Bring it.
You got Dovin McMillan, the safety. He's going from Florida to Pittsburgh. You got Chef Borders, the linebacker, going from Florida to Nebraska.
The one good thing you said about that Florida team, nobody's going to jail.
No.
Nobody's going to jail, huh? It's beautiful. I respect the transfer portal. I really do. In the beginning, as a person that played sports, I don't believe in participation trophies. I don't believe in you not fighting for the job. And when the transfer portal first came out, to me, I was like, these little fuckers are scared of competition. But it's bigger than that. It's way broader than that. It's pretty much, if I'm going to play collegiate sports, you're giving me the opportunity to do this shit my way. Thank you. I like that. I'm not afraid of the competition, but I'm not going to waste my talent. I know my value. I know what I can do. I know what I can bring to this program. Now I get to go to somewhere that fits my needs. And after you watch a whole year of a program and you hear about a program, you're like, okay, well, let me go down here and check out Texas Tech. Well, let me go over here and check out Wake Forest. Let me go to Hawaii. Let me go to Cal State because it fits what I can do and add to the game. Now, I like that part of it.
Yeah.
Now, that other shit when they just doing buddy ball, no, I can't do that.
And if you look at it, too, Emory Jones, former Florida quarterback, went to Arizona State. He's now transferring to Arizona State, going to Cincinnati.
That makes sense, though. The style of quarterback that he is, Cincinnati fits his needs. It fits everything that he can bring to the table. Can you imagine if people did that in relationships?
It's just like
you go somewhere that fits your needs and you know it.
Just like Alabama's so deep. Aaron Anderson, the wide receiver, he transferred out of Alabama going to LSU now.
Because he tells you when you get there if you're going to be a first-year starter. He lets you know in the recruiting process. He's very truthful when he is approaching these parents and these kids on how the process is going to go if you come play football at Bama, which is nothing wrong with that. Steve Spurrier told that to what was that quarterback we had at Florida? Danny Warfel. He said, son, I can't guarantee you're gonna be a starting quarterback at the University of Florida. It's the SEC, one of the toughest conferences in football. I don't know what you can do, son.
Yeah. It's just crazy. I mean, Jimbo Fisher picked up Tony Grimes out of North Carolina, going to Texas A&M, the cornerback, former 5-star. He's going. I mean, I understand his situation is because he didn't like the way the defense run by Gene Chizik. He wasn't drafted by Gene Chizik, recruited by him, and he wanted to go somewhere that probably fit his style a little bit more, which I understand. I mean, you can't default these kids. These kids want to go out and play with, the style they want to play and try to press the NFL scouts. And he thought he wasn't getting the run of the mill at North Carolina, so he went to Texas A&M. But you just got to tip your hat and say thank you for your 3 or 4 years you gave to us, and move on. I mean, we all got to move on.
I want to go to the best college institution to put me in the right spot to get paid on Sunday. And I want my parents to see me. I want my family to see me on TV. Where can I go? That's all I'm into. I want my parents to be able to see me on TV. If they can't make it to the game, I want my games on TV.
Yep.
If you get that, and what's that? I do believe now probably 60% of college football players got an NIL deal.
I think they all got some kind of NIL.
Yeah, they all got something. They all got something. And it's even hitting the high schoolers, man.
I like the comment Drake made. He said, yeah, I got the best NIL deal ever. That's Hill for life.
What'd he get?
He didn't get nothing. He said he didn't take an NIL deal to come to North Carolina. He said he got his NIL deal for Hills for life because his dad was a quarterback there. He got 2 brothers to go there. And, I mean, he got a deep rooted. So his NIL deal, he called it Hills for life.
Somebody gonna give him something. One of them good old boys down there in Cackalack gonna give him something up there in Tobacco Row. They gonna hook him up.
If I was the person in Chapel Hill to give a NIL deal, that'd be Sutton's drugstore.
I tell you what, we all know how Duke and Carolina used to get down with the money back in the day, so that's not an issue.
No,
that's not an issue.
Actually, you can just go right up the street to the Charlotte Hornets and say, hey, look, you got all that money, give me a deal. Give me some NIL. I mean, Michael Jordan's already given the school NIL deals, give him free shoes and everything else. So
Michael Jordan has hooked up the whole NBA. The dude has his own building in Oregon. His own building.
Yeah, and
on Nike campus.
And what's so bad? The whole good deal about the whole deal is he's starting to pick up more colleges too. I mean, you got North Carolina, you got Michigan, you got Oklahoma now.
He got baseball players wearing his shoes, basketball players wearing his shoes, golfers wearing his shit. The dude is, I can't believe this dude. His whole story is just crazy to me. And now they got the MVP named after him. Man, you can't make this up.
No.
You had Obi surpassing Gordie Howe last night. What is going on in this 52 years of my life?
And then NBA 2K23, you got his trilogy still.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
The dude is, I swear Michael Jordan's name is mentioned every day.
Of course.
And I think he should get royalties off of people mentioning his name. There's no way they're still having conversations about this man playing basketball versus these kids today. Are they crazy? I mean, there is nobody wants to be like him. If you think nobody wants to be like Michael Jordan, you have to be 100% of an asshole to be like him.
See,
you can't do it.
Just like
nobody loves basketball like him and Kobe Bryant. Nobody.
Just like Michael Jackson's kids are set up for life, Michael Jordan's kids are set up for life.
Yeah. They should be if they don't fuck up. And we know how kids fuck up sometimes, but just to realize what Michael Jordan did, and people still have questions and wonder. The man won 6. Did you see the documentary?
Yeah.
You want that dude to play in the NBA again? No, you do not. I can't wait till I get the next Michael Jordan. I don't want another Michael Jordan.
And I
That
think
dude was too good.
Yeah, Phil Jackson summed it up great. I watched the thing on because I got the NBA 2K3, and they had an interview on the 2K live television they run on the game, and they had Phil Jackson talking about Michael Jordan and stuff like that. What he brought into the game. He said when Michael Jordan came into the game, when he got there, he welcomed him into the game. He welcomed him to the Chicago Bulls. He said, okay, what you got for me, coach? Yep. He said Michael Jordan would listen to any kind of coach that was out there to teach him anything kind of thing. And he referenced the phrase that everybody references, the only person that kept Michael Jordan under 20 points was Dean Smith. And the only reason is because Dean Smith did a lot of substitution back in the day. So he averaged about 19 points a game.
Carolina man,
He said that, but he said what Dean Smith did to him was taught him leadership, taught him how to be a respectable man, how to play with teams and stuff like that. But when he got into the league, he didn't really have that team, so he had to carry upon himself to carry a team. And then when Phil Jackson got there and he finally gave him a book to read, he gave everybody a different book to read about leadership and stuff like that. And that one book that he gave to Michael was a good leadership book was written by a general and said, hey, you want to go to war, for you to be successful, you got to trust your teammates. And that's when he started building a relationship with Scottie Pippen and all that. But he said when the player came in, stepped on the court in Chicago, he said, when you go to practice, you're not just going to practice. You're going to a game. Because that's how Jordan practiced. He practiced like he was playing a game.
The dude was incredible.
He said that every time that his team was up ahead by 20, 30 points in practice, they switch him over to the losing team, and that team comes back and wins by 5 or 6 points.
That dude was he was on a whole new level, bro. Whole new level. But the dude played all 82 games his final year. Let that sink in. Every game. These fucks can't do that now. Lazy ass.
But when we get back after break here, we're going to start breaking down some games. We got about 19 games we're going to break down. We got one game today and then rest of them during the week. So we'll break them all down here on the All Sports All Plays College Breakdown. The bowl season has started, and we'll get you all talking about the bowl games here coming up. I am Ray. That is Dre. We'll be back on the All Sports All Plays Network after these messages.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.
What did you say?
I said Kobe Bean Bryant has been overrated ever since he passed away.
Now, I'd say they could lose about 4, but I don't see them losing 5. You know what I mean?
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.
This is the Fox D Streaming Network. Register to come on our channel at foxdnetwork.com.
Welcome back to the All Sports, All Plays College Breakdown. I'm Ray. This is Dre. We're getting ready to break down our college football segment. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's to everybody here on the All Sports, All Plays Network and to our fans out here on the Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Roku TV. And my boy got his ugly sweater on. He's wrapped himself as a present. So who you giving your present to? Who you giving yourself to today?
I don't know. Some lucky woman out there. No.
Somebody will get a good present then.
Oh, man. No, this going to be a solo Christmas, man, just with the family. Solo Christmas. But I'm getting a girlfriend next year.
Next year?
Yeah.
When you move to Florida?
Oh, stop it, man. Come on now. The people in St. Louis listening. Shh. Dre, you moving?
All righty, man. Our first broadcast, first game of bowl game this weekend will be today. It will be Middle Tennessee State versus the San Diego State Aztecs. This bowl game is the Easy Post Hawaiian Bowl. This is out in the 808 area code.
I'm watching that. Oh, man. When Marshall Falk played for San Diego State, they came to Hawaii. We found out what hotel that they stayed in. We kept sending hookers to Marshall Falk's room.
You ain't sent him no cop, did you?
No. My Navy buddies and I, we did it. Oh, man, that was horrible. We kept sending different women up there to knock on the door. Oh, my God, it's horrible. That was fun, though. That was a fun night.
But you got a different concepts of teams. You got Middle Tennessee who likes to pass the ball, but you also got San Diego State who doesn't have an effective running game either, but they don't have effective passing game. So they are very tit-to-tat. They're both 7-5 coming in this game. This game will be played on ESPN at 8 p.m. today. San Diego State is favored by 7 points, and the over and under is 47 in this ball game.
So is that 2 o'clock Hawaii time?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm making sure I'm still good. 2 o'clock Hawaii time.
You know, the best thing about Hawaii was we got to watch all the college football games. The last game come on about 10 o'clock. It's only 4 o'clock there. So that last game is over at 7. We still had a whole night to party because it closed at 5 a.m.
But the bad thing is if you oversleep on a Saturday, you're fucked. Or Sunday, it's a wrap. If you were a late sleeper, you missed everything.
I never missed anything. I always had my alarm clock set at 6:30 so I can go get me some breakfast.
Yep.
And then go. And it was so bad about the whole deal in Hawaii was Pizza Hut even opened up at 6 a.m. to cover all the NFL games.
What?
Yeah.
What year were you over there?
I was over there in 94.
Okay.
94 to 97.
Wow. We were over there at the same time, right?
Yeah.
We were at the same time. That's crazy. I used to go to the submarine base and eat breakfast.
I didn't do that. What, Kailua?
No, the one in Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor? I didn't do all that.
They had good food. I'm going with San Diego State.
You going with San Diego State in this one?
Yeah.
I ain't even broke it down yet, and you going with
Because Middle Tennessee State pissed me off earlier this year. I lost a game on them, I think, a couple of times. I'm not trusting them no more.
Yeah.
Give me those numbers, though. I might change my mind.
Oh, Middle Tennessee State. But, I mean, if you look at it on the other hand, now the over and under, this is a good bet odds for you on over and under at 47.
Ooh. See, that's a good tease right there. And it's the holiday season.
Yeah. Is that a good present for you?
Shall we do some gambling today, Dre?
I mean, if you look at both teams are scoring over 20. One scoring 29.2, the other one scoring 21.3. The defense on one, Middle Tennessee is giving up 28.1, and San Diego State is giving up 20.2.
Damn.
So if you're looking for offense, you pretty much can have offense from both teams because the defense, the San Diego State's defense is a little bit better, 335.4 to 413.3 for Middle Tennessee. But Middle Tennessee is only giving up 121.2 290.9 yards rushing, but 291.3 in the passing. And San Diego's giving up 128.8 in running and only giving up 206.6 per game in the passing attack. But if you look at San Diego State, they only passed for 170.9 yards a game and 150.8 for rushing. And then Middle Tennessee's 267.2 to 122.8. So there's not too much offense by both teams.
No, but what I've noticed about these bowl games probably the last 3 years, Ray, they give us something we didn't expect. A lot of scoring and players that didn't really get their shine on in the season, really trying to get their shine on for this game for the players who are trying to go to the next level. That's what I like watching about the bowl games. At first, I used to say, oh, I'm not watching all these damn games. But these games are exciting because that 47.5 sounds really, really good.
Are you going to put money on this game?
Oh, man. I'm glad to.
You got your bookie on speed dial?
Yes. He has his own button. Yes.
Is he working today?
My bookie works every day. All these sports. Man, that's I'm going to have to play with that one, 47.5.
But if you look at it, too, Middle Tennessee's coming in on a 3-game winning streak. They beat Charlotte, they beat FAU, they beat FIU, and then San Diego's coming in on a 2 wins and 1 loss, 2-1 the last 3 games. They beat San Jose State 43-27. They beat University of New Mexico 34-10, and they lost to Air Force 13-3.
I would take what San Diego State has done their last 3 or 4 games versus Middle Tennessee State. They play FIU and FAU.
Yeah. And they play Charlotte.
And Charlotte. No, they ain't ready for this smoke today. No. This could be an interesting game, though. It's going to be a fun game to watch. I'm definitely watching this one tonight. Yeah. And that's our only college bowl game today?
Yeah, it's the only one. And you know that they're playing the Clarence TC Chain Athletic Complex. They're not playing at the Aloha Stadium because it's been demoed.
What the fuck that stadium at?
They got
condemned. Punahou and St. Louis got nice stadiums in Hawaii. Why they can't play there?
Because the stadium has been condemned.
No. Not UH. Not the old stadium. Punahou High School and St. Louis High School in Hawaii have big-ass high school stadiums. Yeah, I know. Why they can't play there?
And they're not. They're playing in there. Technically, University of Hawaii's got a athletic complex that they're playing in now. It's a small stadium in there. Until they get the Aloha Stadium rebuilt.
What is going on over there? So you got the Arizona Memorial cracked and shut down. Now you got the stadium.
Yeah, the stadium is being condemned. It blew up. They blew the stadium up already.
What the hell going on over there, man? We got to go back, Ray. We got to go back to Hawaii.
They're rebuilding the Aloha Stadium.
We should go back and form the new Magnum PI. Ray and Dre.
Hey, I wouldn't mind. You see the mansion on the backside of the island, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I wouldn't mind.
I used to go to TC's club over there. That was right there behind Tony Romo's.
Yeah, and you had you also got Magnum. You also got Tom Selleck, who lives in the Magnum PI's mansion.
Yeah, I actually met the guy that I got a tour of that place when I lived over there.
Did you?
Yeah, I got some nice shit going on in Hawaii when I was there, man. I was very lucky for the people that I met.
I actually got to meet Tom Selleck at a girls' volleyball game.
I got to one-up you. I met Don Ho. Talk to me. Talk to me.
That's how I got another one for you. I met Chemo too.
No, I got one better for you. Chad Akibono in Kanishiki. The sumo wrestlers from Hawaii.
Yeah, I know.
I took both of them out on the when he came back to Hawaii after winning the Grand Sumo Championship. He had a private tour, and I drove the boat to take him out to the Arizona Memorial. His wife was like 82 pounds. Very little. Big dude, though, man. I miss watching sumo wrestling. That was my shit in Hawaii. That was my shit.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Yeah, I met some characters over there, man. Colin Powell.
Was it? Oh, I met him too. He
The
lives in
Today
Maui.
Show.
He used to live in Maui.
Yeah, the Today Show. Who else? Brian Gumble,
Brian Gumble.
Katie Couric, Wilford Brimley. I mean, not Wilford, the weatherman that was on
I
Today
can't
Show.
think. I can't.
Willard met Willard Scott, and the man from Louisiana Tea commercial, On Young. I think you cut out on me, my man. I think you might have to restart again over there on yourself. Well, kids, if you just
There we
oh,
go.
there it is.
Somehow my computer just shut me down. It said it didn't want me to talk to you no more.
I'm surprised. Anything in my apartment is working. It's so damn cold here in St. Louis.
That's what happens when you go on live TV. Anything can happen.
My whole lighting system failed the other day when I was doing my show. I was like, oh my God.
All right, so we both got Middle Tennessee on this one here. Let's move on to our next.
No, you have Middle Tennessee. I got San Diego.
You got San Diego? Oh, yeah, we got San Diego too. So,
yeah.
All right, cool. We agreed on that then. Got San Diego. All right, let's move on down to freaking. There's a lot of bowl games, man. That's already been played. All right, Monday, December 26th. This will be the Ford Field, Detroit, and it's New Mexico State versus Bowling Green.
That's like a home game for Bowling Green.
This is a quick lane bowl.
Love Detroit. Good people. My youngest son lives up there.
This game is the only game played on Monday. It's at 2:30 p.m. on ESPN. And if you look at the matchup predicted on this one, New Mexico State 47.9 to Bowling Green 52.0. So it should be a tight ball game. But if you look at
that's what she said.
If you look at New Mexico State, PV, the quarterback is only 84 out of 161 and 1,283 yards and 11 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Going up against McDowell, the Bowling Green quarterback is 230 out of 375, 2,639 yards, 22 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Their leading rusher is Patterson for Bowling Green, 129 carries for 560 yards, 1 touchdown. To Thomas for the New Mexico State, 99 carries, 477 yards, 5 touchdowns. The leading receiver for Bowling Green, O'Halloran. He's got 54 receptions, 704 yards, 6 touchdowns. To Jay Powers, 19 receptions, 398 yards, and 1 touchdown. So if you look at that, if you look at those numbers there, New Mexico State don't have no offense.
Right. What's those points looking like? What they're talking about on the points?
The over and under this one's 48.5, and Bowling Green's favored by 3.
Ooh, I like that 3 on Bowling Green. Let's get into it. They playing in Detroit. I love Detroit. Detroit looks really good.
If you look at this intriguing matchup, Bowling Green's defense is giving up 33.3 a game to New Mexico State's 24.3. That makes it interesting.
So I thought ESPN said something.
Yeah, they did. They just said they wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's.
I wish the fuck they would tell me that.
But if you look at the offense, I mean, these numbers are mirroring. I mean, New Mexico State is only passing 169.3 a game to 155.5 yards rushing for 324.8. You look at Bowling Green's 337.6. Break that down as 236.8 passing, only 100 yards rushing. So I mean, if you look at these numbers here on the offensive side, it's not very good for both teams.
Not at all.
And if you look at the defense,
sound very promising.
And if you look at the defense, 339.5 yards a game to 420.7 for Bowling Green. If you want to break that down, New Mexico State's 339.5, you break it down to 183.7 yards passing and giving up to 155.8 rushing. Bowling Green's 420.7 breaks down like this: 257.7 yards passing, only 163 yards for rushing. So.
I like the way Bowling Green plays. I like that. I like their swag. So I'm pulling for Bowling Green in this one.
If you look at the advantage of it, advantage is going to be the passing. And Bowling Green's got the passing.
They do, and they're playing in a dome, so that's a positive thing. So that's really good. So I'm going with Bowling Green.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Bowling Green on this one. We forgot to bring up last week's totals of our pick'em. So let's go do that. Let's do that real quick here. Let's do that real quick. You went 5-9, went 7-7. I went 500. You went below 500. 4 games below 500.
I can see that.
Your total is 478, 279 for the season. Mine's 506, 251 for the season.
God damn, Dre. Got to get better, son. I tell you, this has been a horrible sports year for me. I had 2 weekends where I kicked ass in gambling this year. 2. Then I had 1 weekend where I just wanted to throw my phone and all my TVs out the fucking window. I stopped gambling with emotions.
You got to do something, man.
I don't get my feelings involved in gambling no more. So
you don't?
No, and I don't bet on basketball until after Valentine's Day.
Wow.
Yeah. I gotta wait till all them fuck ups to get everything right, get into shape. Let's go. Holiday break. Everybody ready to ball after that. And then March Madness start where everybody gambles.
Yep. All right, my friend. Our next game will be Tuesday, December 27th, 2022 at 12 o'clock p.m. ESPN. Georgia Southern versus Buffalo. Both teams are 6-6 in the Camilla Bowl, which is played in Camden Bowl in Montgomery, Alabama. Temperature will be 44 degrees, sunny.
They playing in Montgomery, Alabama?
Yep.
Who sold that?
They're playing in the Camilla Bowl. That's who's
I'm not going to damn Alabama in no December to play no football, but go ahead.
Well, you got Georgia Southern, who's going from Georgia Southern all the way down from Asheboro, Georgia, all the way down to Montgomery, Alabama to play Buffalo, who's coming out of Buffalo, New York. Georgia Southern's favored 56.8% to 43.2 for Buffalo. If you look at this interesting matchup here, both got passing game to galore here.
Mm-hmm. They throw.
Georgia Southern has a balance, a little bit more skewed towards the passing than rushing. So does Buffalo. Buffalo's 376.4 yards total offense. They're giving up 391.5 on defense. If you look at Georgia Southern on offense, 468.6, but they're also giving up 496.2 on the defensive side. Look, you want to break that 496.2 down for Georgia Southern? They're giving up 256.2 yards passing, while also giving up 240 on the defensive side for rushing. So if you want to run the ball, you can run the ball on this team. You want to pass the ball, you can pass the ball on this team.
It's going to be a high-scoring damn game.
Buffalo's defense is 391.5. You want to break that down, 216.2 passing, 175.3. So they're a little bit more stronger on the defensive side than Georgia Southern. But Georgia Southern's offense, if you want to break that 468.6 down, is 327.8 yards passing to 140.8 yards rushing. Break Buffalo's 376.4 on the offense, 232.8 passing, 143.6 rushing. So what do you think? This is going to be an air raid offense?
Oh, yeah. They're going to show Mike Leach some love. Somebody going to think about that man today. I think that's going to be a high-scoring game, those numbers you just put out.
The over and under is 67, and Georgia Southern is favored by 3.5.
Oh, this is going to be a fun game to watch. Really fun game.
This starts off the day on the 27th at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, I think I'm going to roll with Georgia Southern. I'm going to roll with them.
I'm going to go with Buffalo just to break up the monotony that we have going here so far. All right, the next game on that day is at 3:15 that day. Yes, we have more than one game on Tuesday.
Yay! Give us something to do.
It's Memphis versus Utah State. Both teams coming in 6-6 at the Gerald J. Ford Stadium in Dallas, Texas. This is the Surfo Pro First Responder Bowl. Memphis is favored by 7.5. Over and under is 60.5.
You say Certa Pro?
Yeah, Surf Pro.
Certa Pro Painters? Is it Certa Pro Painters?
I don't know. It just says Surf Pro First Responder Bowl.
Surf Pro. Okay. I'm about to say, damn, that's a big ordeal for them.
Temperature is 46 degrees, and this is played in Dallas, Texas at the Gerald J. Ford Stadium.
Didn't Utah State have big expectations coming on in the year, but that first game against Florida kind of ruined everything? Or was that Utah?
That was Utah, first game of the season against Florida. Not State, but Utah.
Okay.
But Utah beat Florida.
Yes. No, we beat them.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. That's the only bright spot y'all had.
Hey. Cut that out. Wounded warrior over here, bro. I'm still hurting.
Memphis is favored by 8. Memphis in the matchup predictor is favored 80.2% to 19.8% for Utah State. Both teams, one team likes to run the ball, the other team likes to throw the ball. Memphis likes to throw the ball. They got Hennigan, who's leading passer, 266 out of 417, 3,287 yards, 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions to Laganes, who's 128 at
the quarterback from Memphis.
Hennigan.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of talk in NFL.
Yeah, his name is Hennigan. And then Laganes for Utah State is only 128 out of 209, 1,465 yards, 11 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. But they have a running back in Tyler Jr., who has 237 carries for 1,043 yards and 7 touchdowns to Ducker for Memphis, 97 carries, 461 yards, 5 touchdowns. But the big-time play wide receiver is Cobbs, who is 70 receptions, 844 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So half his yards goes to Cobb for Utah State.
Okay.
And then Prescorn is the leading receiver, 46 receptions, 593 yards, and 6 touchdowns. So Hennigan spreads the ball around to their receiving core, tight ends, all that on their offensive end here. The over and under, that says 60.5. They're favored by 7.5. Memphis really is too much defense playing. They're pretty much even on the defensive side. Offensive side, they're a little bit more explosive by 60 more yards. But which offense is going to establish their identity? Will it be Memphis or will it be Utah State?
I think Memphis, because I watched them play a couple of times this year. Now, I like the way they roll things on the offensive side. Like I said, that quarterback of theirs has been getting a little plug, a little talk from the NFL powers to be the scouts of the NFL, saying this kid has good upside, good playmaking decision, knows how to read a defense, which you don't hear too much of from a college perspective that much. There's certain people they really talk about, but I did not expect to hear about a quarterback from Memphis in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll with Memphis in this game. So
my boy Nathan Radford from my church says, Merry Christmas to you and your family. He says, stay warm. I'm staying pretty much warm inside here in Florida. You know, it's kind of chilly down here in Jacksonville today.
What is it? 62? Chilly?
What, in Jacksonville?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
What is it? What's the weather today?
I'll tell you in a minute. I'm turning into a weather forecaster.
Uh-oh.
For you.
Dun, dun, dun.
All
You're
right.
accurate weather, man. It's cold.
Today, right now, at 11 o'clock. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Not got 11 yet. But at 11 o'clock will be 41 degrees, and the low tonight will be 25.
It's 10 here. The high is going to be 20. The low is going to be 6.
Sunday here in Jacksonville will be 48 degrees and 27 will be a low. Monday we'll get back to 53 degrees and 32 will be a low. But the bowl game that comes on Friday here in Jacksonville, the Gator Bowl, it'll be 76 degrees with a low of 64 degrees.
That's not even fair, man. That's not even fair. That is not even fair.
We warm up on Monday, 53 degrees. The low will be 32. We warm up again at 56 degrees. 37 will be the low on Tuesday. Wednesday, it'll be 62 degrees. The low will be 48. Thursday will be 70 degrees. The low will be 58. Friday will be 76 degrees. Low at 64. And Saturday will be rainy with 77 degrees and 67 will be the low. That's your 7-day forecast here in Jacksonville, Florida.
Wow. Well, here it's going to be single digits for a while here because this snow it's not a lot of snow, but it just got, it's just, man, it's cold here, Ray. It's real cold here.
And both teams in the last 3 games are coming in 2-1.
Okay, that's good upsides for both of them.
Utah State beat Hawaii 41-34. They beat San Jose State University 35-31. They lost to Boise State 42-23. That's for Utah State. Memphis last 3 games were against Tulsa 26-10. They lost to UNA 59-0. They beat UNA 59-0, and they lost to SMU 34-31. That's Memphis' last 3 games.
That don't sound right there. I don't like those losses right there from Memphis right there. That was
They lost to SMU.
Yeah, that's weird. That had to be a coach letdown moment there.
34-31.
Back on defense. Yeah, somebody didn't get back on defense. Somebody called in the wrong play. My bad, coach. I'd like to go with Utah State on this one.
You got Utah State on this one?
Yeah. What the points looking like?
Hold on. Let me mark your thing. But you got that. I got Memphis on this one.
You got Memphis? Memphis.
Yep. I got Memphis. Got Elvis.
Memphis. I still don't think the barbecue all that good.
That's all right, though. I think Elvis is going to show up in this game.
Oh, my God.
The over and under is 60.5, and Memphis is favored by 7.5.
Oh, my God. I tell you, man, we as humans can't let people just die. We got to pretend they still alive. They ghost. I saw him. It's about 20 people that have been dead over 30 years. People swear to God they're still alive.
Hey, that's all right. They saying Tupac and Elvis is working with the CIA.
I can't do it anymore.
I'm just reporting what I heard. I heard a couple people say that Elvis is not dead. He's working with the CIA. With his partner is Tupac.
Oh my God! What did all go wrong at? What happened?
Even though we've seen him dead on TV, Elvis died in the toilet.
I would say on the toilet.
On the toilet.
I tell you what, man. Oh my God. You are too much sometimes, I swear.
Hey man, I should go be a comedian, huh?
You should. You should. I used to do stand-up comedy. Just on Sunday nights, open mic night. I don't know how to tell jokes. I would just tell my life story. I think it's pretty fucking funny that I've been married 4 times. Never thought that would happen in my life.
And you paid 4 different alimonies.
Ray, it's still painful, okay?
Hey, look, dude. I understand your feeling. I'm married twice. I got divorced once. My child support on my last kid is double what I paid with 2 kids. I'm still paying the same amount. I got 1 kid I'm paying child support for. I'm paying that for 2.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started on child support. That I could do a whole week episode on that shit. What happened to you? You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Dude, all my kids are grown. All of them grown.
I can tell you, my ex-wife is money hungry. She wanted. Listen to what she wanted. She wanted my retired pay and alimony on top of that, and child support.
No.
So the judge looked at him and said, "You can take either or. You can take the alimony, or you can take the retirement. Which one you want?" And you know what she had done all destiny to ask the judge? Which one is going to be the highest?
Oh man, that's what you got to talk to your sister and say, "Look, I need you to do me a favor."
and then the judge said, "Well, I'm not going to tell you which one is going to be the highest. You just take which one you pick which one you want, and then we'll go from there." So she picked my retirement, and the judge looked at it and says, "Okay, Well, she's supposed to get 35%. And then I told her, I said, well, she gets my retirement. She wants the survivor benefit. I don't want the survivor benefit because I don't want to pay the $102 for the next till I'm 70 years old.
Right.
And he's like, oh, he went back naturally. So you want the survivor benefit on that? Yeah. Well, we're gonna knock it down to 5. We're gonna knock 5% off because you're gonna be paying for that. So because he don't want it. So I got lucky. She only gets 30% of my retirement instead of 35% of my retirement. And then
Wait, I'm not a lawyer, and I defended myself in my second divorce. Big mistake.
And then on top of that, the judge. He made it final after the judge ruled it, made it final. The judge looked at him and said, "You should have took the alimony. You would have got more in the alimony than you would have with the retire pay." So I say,
you just give her one lump sum, and she get monthly from you still.
Well, she gets monthly.
Oh, okay.
But good thing about it is I don't pay taxes on her portion. She has to pay taxes on her portion.
That's right. That's what's up.
So.
Yeah, I defended myself, and it did not turn out the way. My friend said, "But Dre, you're not a lawyer." I know. I dressed up for court. I had my hair cut, fresh, the fro looking good. I have some cowboy boots on, eel skin. She said, "Well, Mr. Moore, you look like you are well off." What? What's going on? What's going on?
You're supposed to dress up in a fine suit.
Listen.
Did you have a vest on too?
I was sharp as a whistle. Man.
Mistake.
Took everything, Ray. Took everything. The car, money in the bank.
I showed up in court. That's why I showed up. I showed up in court in a t-shirt and blue jeans.
Man, I wish I would have known that you're supposed to go to court looking indigent.
And flip-flops.
I wish I would have known.
I walked up in the court in flip-flops. And the judge looked at me and says, "You got any money for clothes?" I said, "No, she took it all." And judge said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, she took all my money." And ran up a credit card bill up to $10,000.
I went to the bar and got drunk as shit and laughed all night at what I had done that day. I was like, "You an idiot. You're an idiot."
All right, we're moving right along here. This is the Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl in Birmingham, Alabama. Be Coastal Carolina Chandeliers against the East Carolina Pirates.
This is about good one here.
Huh?
That's gonna be a good matchup.
Yeah, it's the South Carolina version of Conway, South Carolina versus Greenville, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
You got a party school and a party location going at each other.
Somebody making the moonshine. Who's bringing it?
Coastal Carolina, the matchup predictor is given 36.0% for Coastal Carolina. East Carolina, 64.0%. We have McCall. Is McCall going to play? Because he entered the transfer portal. We don't know if he's going to play. They haven't said officially if he's going to play. If McCall plays, they have a better chance of beating East Carolina. If McCall don't play, then that's why the percentage is higher for East Carolina. Because Ellender is going to play. He's 289 out of 431 yards of 289 completions out of 431 attempts for 3,408 yards, 23 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions this year. McCall is 197 out of 285, 2,633 yards, 24 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. East Carolina runs the ball effectively too. They have balanced offense. Mitchell is the leading rusher, 179 carries for 1,325 yards and 13 touchdowns. Beasley is the leading carry for Coastal Carolina, 136 carries for 704 yards and 4 touchdowns. But the play guy is Winstead for East Carolina, 82 receptions, 1,013 yards, 4 touchdowns. To Pickett, who leads Coastal Carolina, 67 receptions, 917 yards, and 3 touchdowns. The over and under in this ball game is 63.5. East Carolina's favored by 7.
Ooh. I'm going with my hot women. I'm going with Coastal Carolina. Sorry, that's my fax machine. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I'm going with East Carolina. I'm going with the party school because that Green Hill is going to be partying, and it's Christmas Eve. This game is going to be played on the 27th. So after Christmas, before New Year's. It's a party school, party atmosphere at East Carolina, and they're going to party all night long because with the victory
Becky.
over Conley.
Hey, Becky. Dre going to be watching.
All right, we're getting to the bigger schools now, buddy. Getting to the bigger schools now. The last matchup of the 27th on the December 27th day at 10:15 is the Chase Field, Phoenix, Arizona. Is the Guarantee Rate Bowl. Wisconsin comes in at 6-6 against Oklahoma State 7-5. Wisconsin is favored by 3.5. The over and under in this ball game is 43.
Switch, you got the Memphis game up here still.
I know. I'll take it off. My buzz. My bad.
Because I get confused. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
There you go, man. You're not confused now, right?
Yep. Got it.
All right, there you go. Got the Wisconsin Badgers and the Oklahoma State Cowboys.
Wisconsin got a new coach, but he's not there yet, right? He's there next year, right?
He's there next year.
So they got an interim coach right now that's going to do this.
It's the same coach they had when Chrissy got fired.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
So, I mean, it's not really going to change except the quarterback position because the quarterback entered the transfer portal. I don't know if he's going to play or not.
You know, it's a lot of kids that are opting out of these bowl games as well, too.
Yeah, and you got a lot of pros. You got a lot of pro. Wisconsin's the matchup predicts got them 53.8% to 46.2% for Oklahoma State. If you look at these teams, you got a team that runs the ball effectively. One team runs the ball, the other team passes the ball. Wisconsin's a running team. They got Allen, who's their leading rusher with 208 carries for 1,126 yards, 10 touchdowns. If Marzay is your Florida transfer, this quarterback out of Wisconsin transferred to Florida. His name is Marzaz, Mertz. That's your new Gator quarterback that's coming to get to Gainesville out of Wisconsin.
Yeah. And we got another commit from high school that was going to Florida State, but coming out, he's 6'5" and left-handed.
Yeah.
Bringing.
I don't know if the quarterback that's transferring out is going to play. They haven't gave official words. If they know they transfer into another school, they do have a chance to play with their old team still. I guess that's one of the rules. I don't know exactly, but he hasn't made up if he's going to play. So we don't know who's starting at quarterback for Wisconsin. So, but Sanders, he's also now. This is interesting too. The Oklahoma State quarterback is transferring out too. He hit the transfer portal late this week. So I don't know if he's going to play. So you got two quarterbacks here for these two teams that are starting quarterbacks might not even play because they're transferring out. So we don't know what's going to go on with the offense. We don't know if they're going to, but we do know Allen's going to be there. He is the running back. He hasn't officially said he's not going to be there. So right now he is supposed to be there. So he's still got the starting running back who's an effective runner, who's a very skilled runner, Wisconsin. Okay. But Richardson is the other runner for Oklahoma State. I don't think he's that very good, stellar like Allen is. So that's going to be the question is who's going to throw the ball to Dyke, who's the leading receiver for Wisconsin, and who's going to throw the ball to Presley, who's the leading receiver for Oklahoma State.
Okay.
So this is going to be like a blind pick. Which team you think is going to win this ball game?
I got to go with my homies in Oklahoma State, man, because my homies that live in Oklahoma State, they're big fans of them. A couple of them are. So I'm going to go with Oklahoma State on this one.
I got a friend that lives in Wisconsin, so I'm going to go with Wisconsin in this.
Look there. And the holiday spirit, we're doing shit for our friends, huh?
Yeah. All right, my friend. We got that game out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. The next matchup will be UCF versus Duke Blue Devils.
Ooh.
Team out of the trash of Durham, North Carolina versus the team out of Orlando. This game was at 2 o'clock, ESPN, on December 28th, 2022, at the Marine Corps Memorial Stadium in Annapolis, Maryland. This is the Military Bowl presented by Patron.
That's awesome.
So, my friend, you got the Knights versus the Blue Devil. What the hell is a Blue Devil? It's a devil dressed in blue, I guess.
Yes, we both know.
That's it. I don't know. Duke's just like an evil sign, and Blue Devils is just like an evil sign, you know?
Yes. As a Kentucky fan, they're evil. Yes.
They're very evil. Oh, you talking about the Leitner turnaround jump shot?
Still hurts. Still fucking hurts, man. I mean, I cried. I really did.
All right, my friend. Let's break this game down a little bit here. We know about Duke's quarterback, who's a great passer and a good runner at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And Leonard. Well, if you look at a name here on this tree here for UCF, they have a Plumlee as a quarterback. We thought the Plumlees go to Duke for basketball, but they have
That's a big ass family. It's
like
Plumlee.
I don't know if he's kin to him or not, but they have a Plumlee that is a quarterback for UCF.
That's a big family. Yeah, probably is related.
Plumlee is the leading. He's the quarterback for him, but he also is the leading rusher for 145 carries for 841. But the good thing about it is Duke's quarterback is also the leading carry for Duke. 114 carries for 636 yards and 11 touchdowns. He leads the team in rushing.
Wait a minute. You say Plumlee is the quarterback for the Knights, right?
Yep.
And he has 800 yards rushing?
He has 841 yards rushing out of 145 carries for 11 touchdowns. And Leonard has 114 carries for 636 yards and 11 TDs. He's also the quarterback. So both teams are led by the quarterbacks in rushing.
Damn.
Plumlee
that's something to look at.
Plumlee as a quarterback is 197 out of 312, 2,404 yards, 14 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Leonard is 231 out of 363, 2,794 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. The leading receiver for the Knights is Baker, 54 receptions, 747 yards, 5 touchdowns. And Calhoun leads Duke, 56 reception for 811 yards for 4 touchdowns. The Knights defense is they only give up 383.4. Duke's defense only gives up 382.6. Duke's a better against the run, only giving up 120.3. UCF gives up 157.3, but Duke gives up 262.3 yards in the air. To their counterparts of UCF, it only gives up 226.1 in the air.
I cannot root for Duke in anything, so I'm going with UCF.
Yeah, I like the ACC, but I can't just pull myself to go for
Blue Devil. That would be disrespectful. Your Carolina buddies would call you and say some angry
but it's also disrespectful in my Christianity too. I believe in God, not the devils.
There it is. There it is.
I just don't. Anything with the devils on it is just not good.
Right.
So. But that is the Military Bowl presented by Patron. So they're going to Annapolis to play up in the Navy Marine Corps Stadium.
That's cool.
Yeah. Cool bowl game. But I think UCF will win.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah. All righty, my friend. Moving right along. We'll do this one, then we'll take a quick break here, and we'll finish it all up. All right, our last pick 'em for before break is the Kansas Jayhawks 6-6 against Arkansas, who is 6-6. So you got Kansas versus Arkansas.
Arkansas.
This is played in Memphis, Tennessee at the Simon Bank Liberty Stadium. This is the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Arkansas is favored by 3 points. Over and under is 69.
That's what she said.
This game is at 5:30 on the 28th. This is another day that has more than one game.
Okay.
They have 4 total. All right, my friends. Kansas got a 41.8% chance of winning this game to 58.2% for Arkansas. Kansas got a Daniels at quarterback, 115, 175, 1,470 yards, 13 TDs, and 2 interceptions. He was injured for 3 or 4 games this year for Kansas. That's when Kansas got on that losing streak.
Mm-hmm.
Jefferson for Arkansas is 185 at 271, 2,361 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Both teams like to run the ball, too. It's an effective running team. Kansas run the ball. The leading rusher is Neal for 171 carries for 1,061 yards, 9 touchdowns. Sanders for Arkansas with 219 carries for 1,426 yards and 10 touchdowns. The leading receiver for Kansas is Arnold, 36 receptions, 597 yards, 4 touchdowns. And Lander leads Arkansas with 44 receptions, 780 yards, and 7 touchdowns.
Impressive.
Now, do you want to call your bookie on this one? Because both teams, one team gives up 33.8, which is Kansas, and the other team gives up 28.8, which is Arkansas. Both teams scores 34.2 for Kansas, 30.7 for Arkansas. This is going to be a really high-scoring game because both teams give up 451.7, over 450 yards on defense. One gives up 193.8 Kansas for rushing to 179.3 for Arkansas. Gives up defense 257.9 for passing for Kansas, 273.9 for Arkansas. So they both give over 450 yards of total defense. Both teams for over 400 yards on offense, 424.2 for Kansas, to be exact, to 453.8 for Arkansas. You want to break that down? Both teams, get this, both teams pass for 230.3 yards per game. Both teams does. But Arkansas also runs for 223.4 yards a game to 193.9. So this is going to be a battle of what? Passing and running?
Yeah.
Which team?
Hefty combination here.
Which team can get that running game going?
I think Kansas can get their running game going on, but I'm going to put my money and my heart in Arkansas, man. My family from there, so I got to do the right thing.
Yeah, they're from Fayetteville, Arkansas, trying to mimic Fayetteville, North Carolina. You know,
with Augusta, Arkansas, Little Rock, Bald Knob, Fitzhugh, Newport, Whiteville.
So you got Lawrence, Kansas, where the Yellow Brick Road goes through, from the Wizard of Oz. And you got Fayetteville, Arkansas, home of the Clintons.
Hillary, Chelsea, tell your mom I'm sorry. My American people, I tell you here right now, it's your boy Billy Boy here right now.
And the big thing about it is, wasn't that big story down in Fayetteville, Arkansas, that Clinton got a rapist off for being a rapist?
What?
Yeah.
When was that?
It was back before she even became political.
Oh, man.
When she was a lawyer.
Oh, I do remember hearing a story like that. Okay. I do remember.
Yeah.
All the 90s.
So, I mean, you got Fayetteville, Arkansas versus Lawrence, Kansas, Wizard of Oz, the Clintons.
I'm going with Arkansas.
You going with Arkansas? I'm going with the real Kansas. I'm going with the Kansas Jayhawks. You can go with the Arkansas. I'm going with the real Kansas.
I'm going with Arkansas, baby. Arkansas. Best summer of my life spent down there in 1982.
All right, my friend. The next game is going to be very upsetting because I don't think we'll have a chance with our defense. But we'll do this one, then we'll go to a break. This will finish off the 28th. Number 15, Oregon Ducks versus North Carolina Tar Heels.
Oh, my God.
This is the Petco Park in San Diego, California. This is the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. 8 o'clock on Fox. This is the game is on Fox.
On Fox.
Prime time for a beatdown at 93 Oregon versus the 9-4 Tar Heels.
Yeah, Oregon going to beat the shit out of them.
Tar Heels are going to go in this game without Josh Daniels, who decides he wants to go to the NFL, so he will not be playing in this ball game.
Okay.
We had not heard from Antonio Green, if he's going to go NFL yet. So we don't know if he's playing. That's our second best wide receiver. Drake May is playing. But we're losing 1,029 yards of offense production and 11 touchdowns from Josh Downs. He's not playing. Drake May is also our leading rusher with 172 carries, 653 yards, and 7 touchdowns. This is supposed to be a pocket passer quarterback, not a running quarterback.
Right.
Get that. He has passed for 324 out of 482, 4,115 yards, 35 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions this season. Bo Nix on the other side is 271 and 379, 3,389 yards, 27 TDs, and 6 interceptions. But the leading rusher for them is Irvin, 143 carries, but 906, 3 touchdowns, and Franklin's that leading wide receiver with 56 receptions, 867 yards, and 8 touchdowns. And we're without our leading receiver, which is Josh Downs, 94 receptions, 1,029 yards, and 11 touchdowns. Oregon is favored. Oregon has got a 69.6% chance of winning. Carolina's only got a 34% to win in this ball game.
I mean, for a little minute, we thought, after that first season loss, that opening week 0 loss that Oregon had, we didn't know how it was going to turn around for them. It turned in a really, really good way into the last few games where things got a little crazy in that USC matchup. But if they could have won that game, it would have changed the whole trajectory of Mr. Nix. It would have changed everything for him. I think the NFL would have really came knocking if he could have pulled that off. Not saying that this is a downgrade version of this matchup here, but I think this is another game we can show off his talent, what he has to offer on the next level.
This is Oregon is favored by 14.5 points. The over and under is about 14.5, and the over and under is 74.
Let me get that 14.5. Let me get that. Accommodate me, Charlie. Accommodate me.
Oregon per game on offense has scored 39.7. Carolina scoring 35.0. Oregon's given up 27.4. Carolina's only given up 31.0. Oregon's offense is averaging 507.8 yards. Break that down, 291.5 in passing, 216.3 in rushing. Carolina's 473.6. Carolina's 317.2 in passing and 156.4 rushing for their offense. Oregon's only given up 386.1 yards per game to 438.2 for Carolina. And to break down that distribution here is 260.6 for Oregon's pass defense to 125.5 to Oregon's rush defense. Carolina's pass defense is 276.4, and their rush defense is 161.8. Carolina is coming in losing their last 3 games. Lost to Georgia Tech 21-17, lost to North Carolina State 30-27 in 2 overtimes, and lost to Clemson 39-10. Oregon's in the last 3 games is 1-2. They lost to Washington 37-34. They beat Utah 20-17. They lost to Oregon State 38-34.
How do you feel about Carolina in this game? You think they got a shot?
If they could have a shot if Antonio Green plays.
You need him to win this ball game.
Yeah, I like to see them win.
Put me in, coach.
But
Put me in.
Bo Nix has played pretty good.
Yeah.
They did have that collapse against Oregon State when they were up, and they let Oregon State come back and beat them.
Yeah, that was a wild-ass game. Good game, but wild-ass game. They should have been able to finish that.
So, but then again, Carolina hasn't won 10 games since Julius Peppers days.
Damn. What? That's a long time, bro. That's a long time.
So if Carolina can win this game, they get 10 wins.
That's good, I guess.
But we're playing on the West Coast. We're playing on the left coast. It's closer to Portland. It's closer to Eugene, Oregon. Oregon's probably going to have the most fans out there. Carolina does have good fans out in the West Coast area, believe it or not. And they do have some boosters that will travel out there. The weather will be 56 degrees, partly cloudy. So my friend, Payco Park is the scene, which is a baseball field. Turn it into a football field.
Like they did Fenway last week.
This game is on Fox, not ESPN. It's one of the many games that are on a different channel than ESPN. This is going to be prime time real estate for North Carolina to show off some of this stuff to the West Coast crowd if they're trying to recruit some people from the West Coast. It is on the local channels of all Fox.
Oh, so you're trying to show out. Y'all trying to be fancy and show yourself off. Okay.
This could be one of two ways. I look at it. This could be a good win by North Carolina, a close win by North Carolina, or it could be a flat out embarrassing win for an embarrassing loss for North Carolina with Oregon. Or you could take it this way here. It could be a very good win for Oregon, dismantling North Carolina. But which Bo Nix are we going to see? Are we going to see the Bo Nix that was against Georgia, or are we going to see the Bo Nix that's been playing pretty well?
That Georgia Bo Nix, I think he's gone. I think the best thing he did was transferring out, getting up under that last name legacy at that school. He got the chance, the opportunity to go somewhere to create his own identity, his own legacy, tell his story. And we saw it. He had a hell of a season. I mean, no invite to New York dinner, none of that shit, but he had a good college football season, I think. He competed very well. He got run off of mouth about that week 1 or week 0 loss. You should have handled that at that time. So now we're to this stage here, and I think he could have like a 5-touchdown day. I'm feeling it. He's going to try to shoot for the stars.
Well, I mean, that's going to be one of two things, too, because both North Carolina starting corners are gone. Tony Grimes is transferred out. Storm Doug's transferred out, but Storm Doug said he might play, might not play. Tony Grimes said he's not playing at all.
What's going on?
They got three more corners that are in the transfer portal. They did get one corner to say he was going to transfer out, but coming back. So, I mean, North Carolina right now in corners, if they don't have none of their starting corners, which, I mean, Storm Doug is good at certain points. Tony Grimes is good at certain points. But you still got your hard-hitting safeties and Boykins out there. You still got Cameron Keller, who said he's transferring out, but is playing the bowl game. So you still got him out there. Dude, Carolina's defense is not that good. Point blank.
It's not that good. So you don't have high hopes today.
I don't have high. As me, I'm still picking my team. I'm not going to go against the grain. I haven't gone against the grain all year.
I respect
I'm
that.
still a Tar Heel fan. I'm a homer. You can call me whatever you want to call me. But in realistic, in my heart, knowing that Oregon's high octane offense is, and how Bo Nix has been playing the last 5 or 6 games, even though they lost to Oregon State and Washington, but he played pretty good in those games, injured. But we're probably going to get a healthy Bo Nix because he's been out for, 2 or 3 weeks now. So we're probably going to get a healthy Bo Nix who can run the ball, who can pass the ball. It's not going to be a good day for North Carolina because North Carolina's defense is not very good against an athletic quarterback who can run and pass the ball.
Okay. I respect that.
If Carolina does win this game by a pure miracle, it's going to be a close game. But I think Drake May could keep Carolina in there with his passing ability and his decision. If we get the Drake made that started the season off.
If Carolina win, you should
That'd be my Christmas present.
You should go outside and Gatorade yourself. Do something wild with blue Gatorade.
Yeah.
Do you drink blue Gatorade?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go out and get me a light blue Gatorade.
Yeah, I think that'll be
that'd be my dog. Actually, I'll probably go get some champagne and dose me some champagne. But I got North Carolina winning this game by a field goal. You taking Oregon?
Yeah, I'm taking Oregon. Give me Oregon. I wish they would change uniforms at halftime. Just one time, switch uniforms. Just one time.
This is your first time that you have picked against North Carolina this season.
Yes. I'm going with Oregon.
You got Oregon. I got North Carolina pulling a miracle.
Oh, it's gonna be fun in college bowl football watching that.
Yeah, boy, my team could be like your team and lose.
Hey,
ball game, man.
We scored 3 points, and they gave a standing ovation and booed at the same time.
I'm gonna tell you why you scored them 3 points. He kicked the field goal to keep that long scoring streak alive.
Yeah, I watched it in total disgust. I yelled at the TV so much. It gets to a point, Ray, where when you're a fan of a sports team and you yell at the TV, that's our joy. That's getting it off our chest. If these teams only knew the shit we said at the television. Like, did you see that Jets game when they were booing them at halftime? When they walking off the field?
Of course I did. I watched my Jaguars beat the Jets.
The way they were yelling at them, oh my God. Shit
I was at the game Sunday when they beat the Cowboys.
That was a lovely game.
Oh, yeah. All the Cowboy haters, really didn't come out. And I thought it was going to come out on our chat. They're all saying about them Cowboys the whole entire week. And then next thing you know, Jaguars beats them. And then you don't see them no more.
Hey, one thing about Jacksonville. Has Shad Khan started the construction on that new sports facility down there yet?
It's almost up.
Shut the front door.
No, they got the framework. They already got the framework up. They're starting to put the wall, the finishing touch on the outside, and they're going to start the inside because it's supposed to be done by 2023.
No shit?
Yep.
So who's going to play at that stadium now?
That's the practice facility.
Oh.
They're moving the home office out of the stadium over to the practice facility.
And it's supposed to be an entertainment district too, right?
They're working on that. Yep.
Okay.
That ain't gonna be done until 2026, 27 time frame.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because they building this one, and then he's building that big hotel that's across the street.
Ray, why are you pointing? I can't see it.
They're pulling across the street. They're pulling across the street. And put it over here on this side of the town. That side of the town, whatever. This side, that side, over here. You know you like that. You know you like this. You know you like this off the aircraft carriers. The flight guys be up here doing these little dance things and doing.
Oh, yeah. My buddy was on a carrier.
Hey, when they talk about this dabbing thing, when they say that you dab, Navy's been dabbing all the time because you see them people out doing the little things like that. They've been dabbing all the time.
Navy was first to do a whole lot of things.
Yeah. So, hey, we're going to take a quick break. This is the All Sports, All Plays College Breakdown. I am Ray. That is Dre. No, I'm not Dre. That's Dre. We could pass for each other. Don't mistake it. We could. I mean, if you really want to tell, me and Dre can pass for each other. Look, I got my hair now. So, me and Dre can pass. I can pass for Dre, We'll be right back after these messages.
All right.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365 365, we making a place. We talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all places, working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. Network. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.
What did you say?
I said Kobe Bean Bryant has been overrated ever since he passed away.
Now, I'd say they could lose about 4, but I don't see them losing 5. You know what I mean?
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.
This is the Funks D Streaming Network. Register to come on our channel at funksdnetwork.com.
Welcome back to the All Sports All Plays College Breakdown. I am Ray Cruz and my co-host from the podcast, Who to Blame podcast. He is the Santa Claus of Missouri. He is the most decorated man. He even wrapped himself up in a ugly sweater. Now he's got his Hawaiian lay on straight from Hawaii, Mr. Dre Montez. How you doing, boy?
Hey.
I told you he went from Missouri to Hawaii quickly. He transported himself like Star Wars to Hawaii. How you doing from the 808 area code?
808 in the building. 808 in the building.
Hey, you look like a fighter pilot, dude. You look like Tom Cruise.
I call it my Hancock look.
It looked like Tom Cruise. Looked like an aviator. Your call sign is Maverick.
You're too funny. You're too funny, man.
Hey, you know, my call sign was Icebox.
I had my boat was Whiskey Tango 24. It was the Nene. My boat was the Nene. Each boat had a Hawaiian name. It was 70-foot twin screw Detroit diesel 671 I used to drive. So it was Whiskey Tango. Yeah. I
used to drive a Sprue Camp Destroyer DD 985 named the USS Cushing. We called him the Cush Babe.
Yeah, I remember the USS Cush. Yeah, they came. Yeah, I remember the Cush. I knew
we won
MS2.
We always, if it came down in the ship's flag football game, it always came down to my ship and the Cimarron.
Hold up, player. We beat the Cimarron. I played flag football. We won a championship.
Yeah, we won too.
Yeah. And when I played our Navy ball, we used to beat the hell out them ships in softball.
And softball, I was on the softball team, and we won 3 of the 4 championships when I was there.
Yeah, man. Hawaii turned that softball on to me, man. That's where it began. Huh?
I played catcher.
I was first baseman.
I played catcher, and we had nothing but baseball players on the freaking softball team.
Did you play in the local leagues at all?
Yeah, I played in. We took our softball team and went out to play the local teams.
Okay, I played on the local team.
Yeah, I didn't play for a local team. We took our softball team and entered into the local league.
Okay, yeah, I played for a local team. That was fun, man. Traveling to different islands and playing ball, that was fun.
Did you when you played on the base, did you have an 80-year-old umpire? White dude, 80 years old, married to a 23-year-old?
Yes. I know who you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That dude,
Yeah.
that dude was funny because we're always talking to him.
I'm talking about the field over there in front of Arizona Hall.
Yeah.
That field.
Yep.
Okay.
80-year-old umpire.
Yep. Okay.
He married 23-year-old kid.
Lucky son of a bitch.
But the kid had her own boyfriend. He only married her because he didn't want to leave his money to his kids because his kid was going to do his kids were doing drugs and stuff.
Oh shit!
So he
married out of spite.
So he married a 23-year-old woman. Said left her all the money to her. Only rule he had for her was when he had to go out to eat, she had to go with him. That was it.
That's fair. Hell, when you get 80, man, you should get anything you want any damn way when you get 80 years old.
Yeah, we said, well, you just married out of spite. He said, yep.
Basically, like if I ever do it again, which I doubt I will ever do that dumb shit again. But if I did, it'll be in my 80s probably.
I don't know.
With 25-year-old.
I got divorced my divorce count finalized in 2014. I started dating my current wife in 2010. We got married 2004. Yeah, 2013 I got my divorce finalized. I waited another year, got married in 2014. I'm having fun.
I see. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying whatever it is called I'm doing. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun.
Yeah. But anyway, let's continue on. The last game of the 28th bowl on the 28th will be the Texas Tech 7-5 against Ole Miss 8-4. Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss team. This game is played at NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. This game is the Tex Act Texas Bowl. What a tongue twister. Tex Act Texas Bowl.
Whoever sell these bowl games are geniuses. Let me see.
What the hell is a Tex Act? Is that like it's not like an H&R Block?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Tax Act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got the Tax Act Texas Bowl. You say it real fast when you're drunk, you're going to say something else. But
you're going to jail. You're going to jail.
This game's at 9 p.m. on ESPN.
You might just walk to the police car. Fuck it.
On December 28th, this game is at 9 o'clock p.m. at the NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. So if the Carolina game gets blown out, you can go over and watch this Texas Tech Ole Miss game.
What time this one starts?
It starts an hour after the North Carolina game at 9 p.m. on ESPN.
Okay. What them numbers looking like?
It's Ole Miss favored by 3.5, and the over and under is 70.
Damn.
Yeah, you gonna call your bookie on this one?
Well, Ole Miss let me down earlier this year. I can't trust them, but I love the people. Texas Tech has got 37.9% chance of winning to 62.1% for Ole Miss. You got Dart, who is 201 out of 321, 2,613 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions for Ole Miss. And Texas Tech, you got Smith, who is 147 out of 222, 1,505 yards, 12 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. The leading rusher is Duckins for Ole Miss, 251 carries for 1,476 yards, 16 touchdowns. Thomas leads Texas Tech with 132 carries, 670 yards, and 6 touchdowns. But on the other side, you got Heath, the leading receiver for Ole Miss, 52 receptions, 834 yards, 4 touchdowns. And Bradley on the other side for Texas Tech, 43 receptions, 656 yards, and 5 touchdowns. My question to you is, what is Texas Tech and Ole Miss will do to honor Mike Leach? I'm pissed we didn't get it last week, a little bit more of a celebration or something in the aerial assault form in college football last week, and even on the pro football with the Arizona Football Cardinals losing to my Broncos. I wanted an aerial assault, some type of tribute. Yeah, I think this game here can potentially have it. I really do. I think, yeah. And I'm pulling for Ole Miss in this game. Where's Ole Miss located again? What's the name of that part of Mississippi?
Are you talking Oxford, Mississippi?
Yeah, Oxford, Mississippi. Yeah. Good people.
You know they got Oxford, North Carolina too, right?
Yes. You know I used to live in Carolina. I was an old truck driver there, Mr. Ray. So I've been all through the Carolinas.
Probably been in my hometown too.
What's the name of your hometown?
Yeah, it used to be the headquarters for Roses.
What's the name of the town?
Henderson, North Carolina. Outside of
Yeah,
Raleigh.
Yeah, I've been there.
Car Lake.
Yeah.
Car Lake's the man-made lake that goes into Virginia and North Carolina.
Yeah, I've been there before. It was a textile mill there.
Yeah, it's a textile mill there, and it's the home office of Roses.
Yeah, I've been there before. I've been to Henderson. I've been all through Carolina. I was a truck driver for Dixie Trucking.
I went on truck drive. I've been all through North Carolina too. I had women in every county. Ray,
your wife is at home.
Hey, that's back before I met her. In my high school days. I even in high school days I even crossed the border into Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Oh my goodness, Rock Hill, South Cackalack, man. It's different. South Carolina is different. Rock Hill, I used to play softball down there too. It's different down there.
Yeah, Rock Hill is going to soon to be the home office of the Carolina Panthers. That's where they're moving the home offices to Rock Hill.
For real?
Yep.
You know when Homeboy used to own the team, Jerry Richardson, before he killed that woman.
Yeah.
That was the plan at one time to have the office there.
Yeah, they're moving the home. Yeah. Tepper is building a big $1 billion complex with our.
How the hell did he beat that case with that dead woman in his house, man? How did he pull that off?
That's Richardson for you, man.
Man, I forgot all about that. Just to now, it just popped in my head. Thinking about South Carolina, I remember that crazy story about Jerry Richardson and a dead woman in his house.
Yeah.
Wow.
He went to Wofford University, too.
It's a good school. Good school. I delivered there before.
But anyway, what does Texas Tech got to do to stop Junkins? If Junkins is going, that starts the passing game for Ole Miss.
Ole Miss has been trying to change their whole offensive complexity to me this whole season. They're trying to turn it around, do something new, and I think everybody's catching on to it. But Texas Tech has had the same formula for a long time. So I'm thinking that this one here could be definitely an air raid assault for real with Texas Tech. I think they're really going to show some love. Are they wearing the decals on the helmet?
Well, what I seen online was a tribute that they put up with a helmet with Mike Lynch's name, with Leach's name, last name on the bottom, with the pirate swords on the side.
Okay, all right, because he loves those pirates, man. Man, it's crazy. What time is this game played?
This game is at 9 p.m.
Fuck.
On the 28th.
It's late-ass games, man. What's wrong with them?
It ain't in Houston. It's only 8 o'clock there.
Well, it's 8 o'clock here then. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
9 o'clock games be hurting me, man, like baseball. They tripping. When the Cardinals go on the West Coast, I'm not watching. 1 o'clock in the morning watching baseball. Man, hell no.
Hey, man, I watched the Braves 22 innings.
You should. You're a Brave fan.
I watched it all the way, and they were playing on the East Coast.
Look here.
That game better mean at 2 o'clock in the morning.
That game better mean something when the Cardinals go on the West Coast. I'm telling man, them games late as hell.
Dude, that 22 inning game I watched for the Braves, it started at 7:05. And that game did not finish until 2 a.m. It lasted more than the West Coast games. West Coast game was complete by the time the Braves game was completed.
That happened here a few times. Here in St. Louis, we had to keep a few extra inning games that went. When I was a kid, I went to one. It was 18 innings with my dad. And then a few years ago, I think we had one against the Marlins. And it was supposed to have been a high school game played afterwards.
Dude.
The high school game to get played at 9 o'clock that night.
Dude, we pulled into San Diego. The Braves started a 3-game series with the Padres. That's when they played at the Murph.
Oh, Jack Murphy Stadium.
We went to those 3-game series. We found out the Braves were playing the Dodgers the next series. 2 hours away down Interstate 5, down in the Levine. We went and got tickets for the first game of the series. And we bought the tickets for the Marlins and the Padres game that same night because the Braves were playing at 1. The Braves were playing at 1:00 their time, and then the Marlins were playing at 7:00 their time. So we got the Braves game. The Braves game went 21 innings.
Damn.
21 innings.
What was the final score?
Klesko hit a game-winning home run. They win at 9. I think it was 9-7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had the game-winning home run to win that game. So the Braves won. We got back in the rental car, drove all the way back to the Murph. Had somebody, because we went with somebody else, got the rental car. So they dropped us off at the Murph. We got there when the game, at time the game was pitched. First pitch. We got there right at the first pitch. So we did a full 2 games already, and then we went and watched another game. We did 3 games in one day, basically.
That's awesome. I met a father and son here a couple of years ago. They did the Kansas City Royals, a Blues game, and the Cardinal game all in the same day.
Oh.
There was a father and son road trip they were on. They're trying to go to all the Major League Baseball stadiums. I've met a whole bunch of father and sons over the years that were doing that. When they come through St. Louis, I hear these stories. I'm giving them a ride to the game. I'm like, what? That's awesome. To go to different cities to see baseball teams with your dad. I think that's cool.
I've been to the Murph. I've been to Turner Field. I've been to the new ballpark, and I've been to Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. So I've been to all 3 ballparks the Braves played in Atlanta.
Damn, where you old?
Dude, you got me by 2 years, man. Come on now.
I was gonna see how long you gonna catch that.
You got me by 2 years. Call me old.
Oh man,
I'm 50.
The new stadium is in what county though?
Man, that's in Cobb County, I think.
Yeah, because it's outside of Atlanta where the Braves play, right?
Yeah, because when I had to go to that stadium, they put me on the expressway. I passed the Tyler Perry Stadium, Tyler Perry's studios exit.
Oh yeah, he bought that land down there off that old military property.
Yeah, and it was so funny because after the game, I decided to go back the same way. So I decided to go by there to see if I could see anything. The thing, I mean, it's big. So
I saw the TV version of it.
So I went up, pulled up to the gate. They got this one gate guard right there. I pulled up to the gate, and it used to be the old military. I knew it used to be the old military ground.
Yeah.
So I decided to pull my military retired ID out and went up to the gate and showed him my ID card. And he looked at me and says, "Dude, this ain't the military base no more." I just trying to see if I could get on there.
He built a replica version of the White House on that property.
Yep. It's big. I tried to catch Medea. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah. Catch him dressed as Medea. You know, he walked around Atlanta dressed as Medea.
Yeah. Tyler Perry is an interesting individual.
Just pulling pranks on people.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? Yeah.
That's how you gotta get out there, man. You gotta be raw. You gotta shake it up.
Yeah.
You gotta shake the shit up if you want to make a dent in this thing. You gotta shake it up.
All right, so you got in this ball game. You got Ole Miss, or you got?
I'm gonna go with Ole Miss in this one. The Ole Miss,
I'm gonna go with Ole Miss too.
Ole Miss River.
All right, next game we're gonna be talking about will be the Syracuse, Minnesota. The coach that you like from Minnesota, Fleck.
Yeah, I like him. You
like Fleck?
Yeah, he's an interesting dude, man. I like his energy. He's very high energy. He talks with his hands.
Oh, I thought
like
you.
Richard
I thought
Belzer.
you. This
And the
game
way
is
he
played.
talks.
This game is played in the new Yankee Stadium in Bronx, New York. This is the Bad Boy Motors Pinstripe Bowl.
It's gonna be interesting to see that fucking commercial.
Woo.
Who is selling this shit? I mean, come on.
I don't know. Whoever the Bad Boy Motors Pinstripe Bowl, they selling it.
What is the payout on that motherfucker? Damn.
Syracuse, 3.8% chance of winning to 61.7% chance of winning from Minnesota. We know that Strader for Syracuse, quarterback is 173 out of 266, 2,310 yards passing for 17 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Morgan is a little bit less than that. He's 103 out of 153, 1,324 yards, 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. But Minnesota running game is by Ibrahim, 304 carries, 1,594 yards, 19 touchdowns. Tucker for Syracuse is leading the way with 206 carries for 1,060 yards and 11 touchdowns. The receiving core, Jackson is 33 receptions, 484 yards, 3 touchdowns, leads Minnesota. And then Gaddison, the second, 54 receptions, 891 yards, 6 touchdowns, leads Syracuse. So you got a running game against a passing team and a running team.
We've been having quite the matchups in the passing and running comparisons today with some of these bowl games we've picked previous to this one here. I believe when Syracuse played Notre Dame, wasn't that like a very sloppy game for Syracuse?
Syracuse lost that game 41-24.
Yeah. Very, very early turnovers.
Yep.
Mistakes, drop passes, confusion on the sidelines. It's like the Wi-Fi wasn't working. I love using that reference because that happened this past year in college football in some games and the NFL where the Wi-Fi went out and nobody could talk to each other. So I'm thinking, was that the case that day? Because Syracuse looked bad in that game, and I haven't seen them really bounce back from that embarrassing loss to me the way they played that game. The score does not dictate what I saw.
Well, Syracuse coming in after beating Boston College 32-23 on November 26.
Boston College is nobody right now.
Yeah. Minnesota has won out of their last 5 games. They won 4 out of the last 5. They only lost to Iowa 13-10.
I can respect that. I'm going my man Flick. I got to go with him. I'm going Minnesota in this one. Rolling for the Gophers.
I'm going with Minnesota too, due to the fact that Syracuse has not been very good in the last 5 games. Only 1-1 out of the last 4. That was against Boston College, not really showing me anything. They did start the season off undefeated until they played Clemson, and that's when they started losing. Now my question is, they haven't said anything about Dino Barbers being fired this year. Do they start next season with Dino Barbers on the hot seat for Syracuse?
I don't think if he was on a hot seat, we'd have heard a little bit more about it prior to this game. I mean, it's the end of the year. It may be a discussion next year if the season starts out the first 4 games not going in their way. But no, I don't think he's on a hot seat yet.
And this game will take place at 2 o'clock on the 29th of December in the Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Bad Boys Motors Pinstripe Bowl. If you want to know this, Minnesota's favored by 10 points, and the over and under is 42. So you're going to bet 42.
No, not on this one. I'm picking Minnesota.
Well, found a game that you don't want to bet on.
If it doesn't make sense, I'm not going to buy it.
Okay. Our next team we're going to be talking about is the Oklahoma Sooners, coming in 6-6 against the number 13 ranked team, Florida State, 9-3. This is at the Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida, at the Cheez-It Bowl. Get your Cheez-Its.
I think my buddy Hot Tub Dave may be going to this game because he's a huge Florida State fan. Huge. I think he may be going to this game. I got to reach out to him and see if he's going to this game.
I should. Darn, that's thinking here.
Chad, you can go to that game?
I could go to this game and take my wife because she is a Florida State fan.
That'd be nice, Ray. That'd be nice. See, that'll get you some likes, and you need to do what he doing, honey. He takes his wife places.
This is a 5:30 p.m. game too.
Yeah, it's doable.
Yeah, it's only 2 hours away.
Yeah. They playing in Tampa?
Now they're playing in Orlando.
Orlando?
Yeah, right down the
street.
Right down the street from the Amway Center.
Mm.
You can see it. You can see the actual ball. You can see the stadium from the interstate. Interstate 4.
Yep. I've been through that.
I have too. I went to WrestleMania.
Really?
Yeah.
I went to one wrestling match.
And then I went to North Carolina played Baylor at the Camping World Stadium. That's when they lost really bad. But I was there. I was there at the stadium. Yep. So, all right, my friend. Well, let's talk about this game a little bit here. Let's talk about how can Oklahoma withstand FSU and Pryor and Travis, the quarterback.
What is Oklahoma's record?
Oklahoma 6-6 to a 9-3 FSU team.
Oklahoma had a disappointing year.
Yeah.
They're pissed off. The fans are pissed off. The players don't understand why everybody pissed off.
Well, if you look at it this way, Oklahoma in the matchup predictor is 34.8% chance of winning to 65.2% chance for Florida State. But interesting thing is, this is Gabriel's reunion because he is the former UCF quarterback who's coming back to Orlando to play this bowl game with the Oklahoma Sooners. He has 216 out of 343 attempts for 2,925 yards, 24 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Travis comes in for Florida State, 199 out of 315 for 2,796 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. If you want to reverse all that,
remix
is Gray is the leading rusher for Oklahoma with 213 carries for 1,366 yards and 11 touchdowns. To Benson, who leads Florida State, 141 carries with 965 yards and 9 touchdowns. Mims, who leads in receiver for Oklahoma, 52 receptions, 1,006 yards, and 6 touchdowns. To Wilson, who leads the FSU, who is 6'7", 35 receptions with 695 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Who's 6'7"?
Wilson.
Wow.
6'7".
And the last tall quarterback we had, he let me down. Remember Brock Osweiler? Asshole.
Yeah. This wide receiver is 6'7".
Damn, that's like the Chargers tight end. That dude's 6'7".
He transferred out of Oregon. Come to FSU.
Okay. What the numbers looking like on them points?
Florida State's favored by 9.5, and the over and under is 66.
Ooh, let me get that. Doable.
Both teams.
Florida State, though.
This is under monopoly. Both teams. Total offense, 472.2 for Oklahoma to 475.7 for FSU. The way these breaks down is very interesting. For Oklahoma, break that 472.2 is 255.6 passing, 216.6 rushing. To break the 475.7 for Florida State, 257.8 passing to 217.8 running. FSU's got a better defense, 307.3 given up by the defense to 450.5 given up by Oklahoma. Break that 450.5, 261.5 passing and 189 rushing. Break the 307.3. Florida State is only giving up 158.9 yards passing and only giving up 148.3 yards rushing. Tale of the two tapes. The last 5 games, Oklahoma's coming in 2 wins, 3 losses. Last 5 games, Florida State has been perfect. 5-0 last 5 games.
Yes, they have. They've been playing some good football.
The last 5 games played by Oklahoma, Iowa State, they won 27-13 against Iowa State. They lost to Baylor 38-35. They lost to West Virginia 23-20. They beat their rival Oklahoma State 28-13. Then he lost to Texas Tech 51-48 in overtime. The last 5 games for Florida State, they beat Georgia Tech 41-16. They beat Miami 45-3. They beat Syracuse 38-3. They beat University of Louisiana, the Redland Cajuns 49-17, and they beat the Gators 45-38.
They beat the living shit out of us.
I don't say it was living shit. I mean, y'all lost by 7. That's not
score,
living shit.
They scored
45.
Yeah, the score didn't dictate that game. They beat us bad. They whooped us.
This game is in Orlando. You should come to Orlando, man, because it's going to be 74 degrees on the 29th of December.
I start my vacation the day after the NFL draft. I'm coming to Florida this summer. I'm going to come down and visit.
Okay.
Day after the draft is when I start my vacation.
Day after the draft?
Mm-hmm. That's it. We take 3 months off.
I wish I could take 3 months off.
No podcasting for 3 months. We had to take a time off. I gotta relax the mind. I gotta reset this thing. I need to recharge. I gotta take time off.
You're getting old if you gotta recharge, man.
What? I recharge every day, but I like to travel. I gotta go see people. I can't do it during this time. It's too much going on.
If you come to Florida, man, we'll hook up. We'll do a show together.
Oh, for sure. That's already gonna happen. That's a given. I want to go to Milwaukee. This guy I interviewed that wrote a book called Fullback. I want to go he's want to take me to a Bucks game, Deer District. I'm going back to Oklahoma. I'm going to Florida. I'm going to North Carolina. And I want to go to Austin, Texas. And Owensboro, Kentucky.
So who are you taking in this ballgame, Florida State or Oklahoma?
Florida State.
I got to ask.
Is it cool to still do? Oh.
That sounds like the Braves. In Kansas
Florida State
City.
do the same thing.
And Kansas City does too. In the Atlanta Braves. They all do it.
Kansas City. I don't like Kansas City in nothing. They barbecue ain't shit either.
All right. Since you talked about Austin, Texas, we're going to have to go to Austin. We're not going to Austin, Texas. We're going to talk about the number 20 ranked team, Texas Longhorn, versus the number 12 ranked team, Washington Huskies, at 9 o'clock on the 29th of December. This game will be brought to you by the Verado Alamo Bowl, the gas station bowl. That's what I call it.
They're playing Texas.
Yeah, they're playing in San Antonio.
Okay.
At the Alamo Dome.
Oh, the river.
The number 20 ranked team, Texas, 8-4 against the number 12 ranked team, Washington, who's 10-2. You got the Big 12 versus the Pac-12.
Texas to me.
This is the last game for Texas, I think, being in the Big 12 before they move to the SEC.
It's going to be ass-whooping time. Texas, to me, has failed at a whole lot of things. I don't understand why that football program is not getting top recruits. They have so much in that school financially. That school is like one of the top programs. I don't understand what's going on with that football program. I mean, since Vince Young, maybe a little noise with Major Applewhite. Maybe. But why couldn't it continue to grow after they win the championship? I mean, Ricky went there. But it seems like they've just been sputtering. They can't put it together. Now, they've had some top receivers over the past few years, some very good receivers. But when it comes to throwing that rock, where is the leadership and consistency at with them? That's why I don't get what's going on with Texas, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, and Oklahoma State. They're confused me on what's going on when it comes to throwing that rock.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. It's time for them Oilers for Texas to start putting that money in that NIL and pay, because got the oil money and running through that Texas.
Thank you. Get out there and get some talent. Get them kids that money. Come on, let's do this. It's legal to do it now.
we look at the Texas. The quarterback looks like he's got, business in the front, party in the back. He's got a mullet.
That's hairstyle in America.
And Edwards, whatever his name is, Edwards. He's 141 out of 249, 1,808 yards, 14 touchdowns, 6 interceptions to Michael Penix Jr., who is 330 out of 500, 4,354 yards and 29 touchdowns, 7 interceptions for the Washington Huskies. But the best running back on this field today, will be Robinson for Texas. 258 carries, 1,580 yards, 18 touchdowns to Tyler Alaponia, who used to play at Virginia, with 126 carries, 779 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Worthy, who's the best receiver on Texas, 53 receptions, 676 yards, and 9 touchdowns, leads the way for Texas. But Oduzi, with 70 receptions, 1,088 yards, and 7 touchdowns, leads the receiving corps for the Washington Huskies. Texas' favorite winning percentage is 75.0% to 25.0% for Washington. Chance to win this ball game. The over and under is 67.5. Texas is favored by 3.
That's scary.
Washington's got better total yards on offense, 521.7 to 430.3 for Texas. You want to break Texas. You want to break that down, 230.8 yards passing to 199.6 yards rushing. You want to break the 521.7 down for Washington's 376.7 passing to 145.0 for rushing. But the defense, Texas defense total yards is a little bit better, 362 to 368.8 for Washington. Want to break it down a little bit further than that. Texas only giving up 239 yards passing, 123 yards rushing. Washington's giving up 241.8 passing, 127 rushing. So, how does Texas get Robinson going today against here on the 29th at 9 o'clock p.m. on ESPN in the Alamo Dome? How he get him going against this Husky?
Gotta feed him early.
Now, Robinson's running style kind of reminds me of that guy who used to play at Oklahoma State. In Stillwater, you played in Detroit.
Barry.
Cut on the dime.
Are you speaking of Barry Sanders?
B.J. Robinson can cut on the dime just like Barry Sanders could. What tailback besides Walter Payton could cut on a dime and not lose speed?
Walter and Barry.
Hey, guess what Robinson does?
He cut on a dime like that?
He can cut on a dime just like them.
I tell you, my favorite Barry Sanders play is when they were playing the Patriots and he did the turn on Lawyer Malloy. And he went between 2 of the tackles on the right sideline. That's my favorite Barry Sanders play. He just did the spin. It's in Dennis Hopper did the Nike commercial. It was in that Nike commercial. Remember Dennis Hopper did that run doing the Nike shoes?
Yeah.
It's in one of those commercials. He's talking about it. He's like, and he spins around, man.
Yeah. My favorite Barry Sanders move was when he took Deion Sanders and planted and broke his ankles.
Oh, my God.
In open field. Deion was going to come and take his legs out. He stops. Deion goes flying. He cuts, and Deion couldn't get back and catch him.
Barry used to just hurt people, man. Hurt people. What Reggie White said? Reggie White said, just stay right here. He's coming back. He's coming back this way.
What was it? Oh, yeah. It was that one play that White, he had the containment on the backside. Sanders went this way, cut back, saw Reggie White on this way, and cut right back, going back the same way, and still get about 15, 16 yards.
Yeah. It was a special dude, man. It's a shame he didn't get a ring.
Yeah, he retired too early.
His damn daddy didn't love the boy and tell him.
So, but anyway, this game here is going to be if you look at the last 5 games, Texas is coming in 3-2, and then you got Washington coming in 5-0. If you want to know what's going on here, 41-34 loss to Oklahoma State. They beat Kansas State 34-27. They lost to TCU 17-10. They beat Kansas 55-14. They beat Baylor 38-27 for Texas. Washington's last 5 games were against Cal 28-21. They beat Oregon State 24-21. They beat Oregon 37-34. They beat Colorado 54-7. And they beat Washington State 51-43 is their last 5 games. So what does Texas defense got to do to control the passing attack of Michael Penix Jr.?
They got to get some pressure on the quarterback. They got to get some pressure. Got to make him throw on the run, make him uncomfortable, unsettle him. Don't let him get comfortable. Oh, this could be a long afternoon for them. But I think Washington going to beat the shit out of them.
Now we know that Texas is going to have the home field advantage in the Alamo. It's going to feel like the Alamo for the Washington Huskies team. So that saying is, you think Washington's going to come and pull this upset? Not really an upset because they're 12 ranked number 12, but they are not favored in this ball game. The number 20 Texas is favored because they're playing in the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, which is only about 3.5 hours from campus. So we know the Alamo Dome is going to be full of Texans. Going to outnumber the Huskies. Good call for putting the Huskies in the Alamo Bowl. They got to do the Alamo stance. Can they do what they did with the other team, the other people in the Alamo did? And they make the last stand. It's going to be a showdown, but it's not going to be. It's going to be a showdown at 9 o'clock, not at high noon. This should have been a high noon game because that metaphor would work perfect if it was high noon.
Look at you, huh? Dan Patrick would be proud of you, buddy. Huh?
If it was high noon, I could put all kinds of things. You take 10 spaces back, turn around. Who's going to draw first? Will it be the Huskies? Will it be the Cowboys?
Oh man!
Who would take the bite out? Would Bevo take the bite out, or will the dog of the Husky take the bite out of Bevo?
I got the Huskies winning this. I think they're running on a little high streak, coming in here winning 5 games straight. That's something to build off of. That's a winnable situation. That's a coachable situation. That's a very, very the team feeling good. They want to go out on the right way. There you go. I got Washington winning.
I'm gonna take the words out of Lee Corso's mouth. Not so fast, my friend. Not so fast.
Okay.
They've had 2 or 3 weeks off. They're going to come in with some rust. But what you don't come in with rust is when you have a good running back in Robertson. Robertson's going to take his field day. I have Robertson over 250 yards against these Huskies. And Robertson will score at least 3 touchdowns in this ball game. Texas win.
I think you need to contact DraftKings or somebody, buddy, and place a little money on that right there. I think that's probably a good little piece of change right there.
So
that's a good prop bet.
So, if you want to take it from me, who's leading the pick 'em, you can take it from me. If you want to go with him, you can go with him.
What?
Yeah, man. My forte says it all. Damien, welcome, man. I haven't heard from you all day.
What's up, Damien? What's going on? Happy holidays,
more than Colorado does.
Happy holidays to you, buddy. Thanks for tuning in.
I think Colorado needs Deion more than anybody needs.
Everybody needs a little Deion in their life.
Don't get me wrong. I like Deion. But, he's at the right place because he can make a name for himself if he turns Colorado from being what they were. They haven't had a good winning season since, 1990? When they won the national championship?
Because Coach McCarthy was there.
Yeah.
And I had said in my mindset when the job got announced, I said if I was Deion, I would contact that 1990 team and come back and talk to the kids. What did Deion do last week? He reached out to Cordell Stewart.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he was all up in here, man, because I was a huge Colorado fan. I used to Coach McCarthy was my man. Eric Public, the enemy, man. Charles Johnson, what? That defense, son of a bitch, that defense was something else.
And you know what's so bad about the whole deal is? They took the AP top 25 poll championship, and Georgia Tech took the coaches. Same year.
Oh, you talking about the year they shared the national championship?
Yep.
Yeah, Georgia Tech had that squad. What was that quarterback name Georgia Tech had? Because Bobby Ross was the coach. What was that kid name?
It wasn't Oliver, was it?
Who?
It wasn't Oliver.
No.
Hamilton?
Yeah. Yeah. I think he went to the CFL. For a little while.
I don't know where he went to. I don't know where he went to, but Bobby Ross was the coach, though.
Yeah. Bobby Ross was that dude, man. He had an offensive mindset. That's why the Chargers were so good with that horrible quarterback, Stan Humphries.
Yeah,
Yeah, Bobby Ross was he had an offensive mindset.
Because Bobby Ross got fired from Maryland and then got hired by Georgia Tech.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because Ralph Friedgen was his offensive coordinator at Maryland. He took over the reins when he left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get him.
I know my history.
Get him. I think we both do.
Yeah, But anyway, so we got that pick here. We're gonna move right along here.
Okay.
Well, speaking of Maryland, Bobby Ross, Ralph Friedgen, to North Carolina State here, we got the Maryland Terrapins renewing a rivalry against North Carolina State. The Wolfpack out of Raleigh, North Carolina, number 23 ranked team in the nation. You got Tua. You got Tua's brother. Well, yeah. This game is going to be played in North Carolina. This game is the Mayo Bowl, the Duke Mayo Bowl.
What?
The mayonnaise. Yes, the Duke Mayonnaise Mayo Bowl. But the interesting thing is, both teams' coaches have now came out and said if their team wins, they will take the mayonnaise bath.
Gross. I do the mustard bath over
Frank
that fucking
Beamer,
mayonnaise.
just like Frank Beamer's son, Shane Beamer, did last year when they beat North Carolina in that bowl game.
I'm not doing no mayonnaise bath. I do a mustard bath and a ketchup. But I'm not doing
the mayonnaise bath.
Nah, gross.
Yeah. They're gonna smooth themselves, look like they received some explosion.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's Ray, stand-up comic of the year. Huh? He's a for you.
You can catch me at the comedy club here in Jacksonville. Yeah.
I'm trying to start an open mic night at the little bar in my neighborhood of open mic comedy.
All righty. Maryland is 7-5. North Carolina State comes in at 8-4, ranked number 23 in the nation. That's supposed to have been the year of North Carolina State, according to their fans and according to some other people publications, because they had Larry. He's injured. He's out for the season. We don't know if Finley's going to be the quarterback or who's going to be the quarterback for North Carolina State, because they're playing revolving door right now.
You don't like NC State?
Dude, look at this right here, man.
I've never heard you talk about NC State before. I can tell in your voice you don't like NC State.
Even their fan, his name, what his name? Stidwell is one of the guys on my Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And he always says every time the Wolfpack wins, he's raised by wolves. So, you know what I did? He left it wide open. I said, well, if you're raised by wolves, why you got clothes on? Why you in your house?
Uh-oh. Message. Get him.
So you're not raised by wolves.
No, when you were just breaking down the game, I could just hear it in your voice that you don't like.
And David said, happy holidays, y'all. Y'all families. Hope y'all a safe and a wonderful Christmas and happy New Year's to you too, man. And then,
appreciate it.
Then Ricky Smith came out and says, go Terps. Yeah, I'm with you. Go Terps.
Fear the turtle. Fear the turtle.
Yeah, NC State needs to fear the turtle, And then Ricky Smith says this game might be won by whoever has a ball for the NFL draft or hasn't entered the transfer portal. Well, I mean, if that's going to be the case, then NC State's going to be some outs because their starting quarterback, even though he's injured for the rest of the season, he's out. He's going to Kentucky next year. He'll be in Kentucky next year, Devin Leary.
My favorite NC State story is when I went to the game when they played Florida State and Phillip Rivers was the quarterback, and they tore down the goalpost. That was fun. Bobby Bowden was the coach. Peter Boulware was playing. Who else was there? Boss Bailey was there, Champ Bailey's brother. Yeah, NC State beat the shit out of them, and it was a shocker. And they that was my first torn down goalpost game.
Well, let me see. I got many things at North Carolina State. I got when Carolina beat North Carolina State at Carly Fielding Stadium. But the one thing is, the most memory was my sister took me to a North Carolina State game. She's a State fan. Phillip Rivers beat North Carolina. It was a game in the rain. But she didn't think I would wear my North Carolina because she got our tickets in the student section.
You got balls, man.
So I dressed up. I put on a light blue wig. I painted my face white and blue, Carolina colors. And I walked in there with my whole Carolina outfit and my poncho, which says University of North Carolina. And then on the back of it said, NC State sucks. And walked right in there with that on. She didn't think I was going to do it.
You were on TV, probably.
The whole game, they were clowning me. But it was in the rain. I said, well, you know what? I could sit here and stay. I was sitting in the NC State student section with all my Carolina outfit. And nobody would ever thought it. But then the other thing was when I was at the game when East Carolina beat NC State.
Who was the quarterback at East Carolina?
That was Blake. That was
Jeff Blake. Blake.
Yeah, that was Blake. Blake was the quarterback.
It
was
the
game that I came home to watch, and my sister took me to that game because she wanted to go. She needed somebody to go to the state game, so I still wore all my Carolina stuff, even though Carolina wasn't playing. So I went in there, dude. We walked out. I had to keep my sister said, "You need to stay close to me." I said, "Why?" He said, "There's gonna be some people here who can probably get killed here tonight."
Yeah,
and we didn't think about it. I didn't think about it, and she thought about it, but we didn't. When we got home, on the news, big on the news, and I seen that stuff pass walking by in the news. They were doing an interview, and somebody got stabbed right behind the newscaster.
Sports in the South is different. I try to tell everybody that it is on a whole different level. When the shade, the respect, the disrespect, the sportsmanship, the pettiness, they bring that smoke in the South. They bring it. I don't care what you say. It's different in the South. So
yeah. If you look at this game here, Maryland is 53.1% chance of winning this game to 46.9% chance for NC State. Maryland comes in at 7-5, 8-40. Maryland represents the Big Ten, used to represent the ACC. So these teams have history against each other. This game is at high noon, which I can't use no analogy of the West on this one because they are not. This is a turtle, slow-moving tortoise versus a wolf pack.
Oh, Wolfie.
So what we call NC State and North Carolina fans is called the Wolf Puppies. So you got the Wolf Puppies against the Terps.
Are you the president of your North Carolina fan club? Are you the president?
I should be. I don't know why. Hey, dude, I got that hatred, man. You want to know how passionate the hatred is? My mom, during the ACC tournament in basketball or football, when North Carolina State played, had to separate me and my sister. We always end up in a fight. So you ask me how could I go to a football game with her? Well, I had to be up in age. I had to mature a little bit, you know. Me and my sister will sit there and fight. I would argue with the television. My sister would come back and try to punch me. And my mom had to separate us.
Yeah, that arguing with the TV, man. I tell you, boy, that's some confrontational shit. I mean, it when they don't talk back, it pisses me off. I want a response from the TV. Can we work on that in the future?
I don't know, but the NBA is working on this thing where you put this VRE goggles on, and you pay for a ticket, and you could be in the arena virtual.
Yeah, I saw that a couple years ago. My good friend Anthony Stewart, shout out, that did some work on my website. He had those VR goggles, and I got a chance to go to a Laker game, and I sat courtside and watched the Laker game. I did that about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. And you can, in those VR, I did a podcast in the VR, and people go in that lounge and they watch your podcast. I did it through his VRs.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool what you can do on those things.
Oh yeah. So you got Tagovailoa's brother for the Terps, who is 243 out of 354, 2,787 yards.
Is he playing?
17 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Huh?
I thought he was not playing. I thought something was going on with him.
I don't know. But
Okay.
If he plays, he plays. If he don't, he don't. I'm just giving you some numbers.
Okay.
Because on the other side, I can't put Finley's numbers up because they don't have it. Because the leading passer is Devin Leary. He's injured, so can't go there. Houston, the running back for North Carolina State, is the leading rusher for them. 127 carries, 530 yards, but no touchdowns. Hambly, the leading rusher for the Terps, 164, 924 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Blair Thomas, the leading receiver for North Carolina State, 53 receptions, 588 yards, and 4 touchdowns. To Jones, leading the Terps, 40 receptions, 478 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Thomas is their leading receiver, who is in the slot outside, plays anywhere on the field, can be in the backfield too. How does they get their Thomas out and get on the Terps corners? How do they get the mismatch for Blair Thomas today on the 30th? I'm sorry.
I wonder, is that Blair Thomas related to Blair Thomas out of Penn State from the 80s?
No.
Be interesting if that is.
No.
You're not related?
Not related.
Okay, gotcha. I've only seen one game that NC State played in this year, like really paid attention to. I really don't know what they're bringing to the table. What's their record here?
They're 8-4. They're 8-4 team. They supposed to been a 10-win team.
Right. But they have a few hiccups along the way.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can't put my trust value in that in this situation of a bowl game. But at the same time, I feel for what's been going on with Maryland's football team. Fear the turtle. The off-the-field shit they've been through. That football team has been through some horrific shit. So I'm pulling for the Terps in this.
You got the Terps?
Yeah. Fear the turtle. Fear the turtle.
Yeah.
All right, Rob.
I can't just go for NC State because I get harassed. I get harassed for it, and I got to go with Phil the Terps. I hope the tortoise takes the bite out of the well, because I got a picture I want to post on my Facebook when NC State loses. That's the picture of the Wolfpack going down.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Pack is going down, according to Ray. Ray said the Pack is going down.
And then when the guy comes up, because I hate when he comes on because he goes on live and says, "Hey, I was raised by wolves," and he's in a house and he's got fully clothes. He's not a wolf, and he's got beer in his hand. So wolf don't drink beer. Wolf drinks water, licks water, and stuff like that. So, but anyway, and see, as far as I know, Tua is going to play in the Duke mayonnaise.
Okay, thank you.
That's our source right there.
Appreciate it.
Ricky Smith is our source. He's a reliable source. He's a reliable source. He says, "Go Terps." Anybody that goes Terps, not Wolfpack, we're good. Anybody goes Wolfpack,
fear the turtle.
I can stand the friendship outside of football, sports wise, but when the sports come in, friendship goes off, and we'll pick it back up after the game's over.
Some people I don't talk to during football season. Not worth my time. I talk to you in baseball season.
Yeah, I got a friend that's a Duke fan, and we'll get each other's back, but when it comes the time we play each other, we battle each other.
You like can't watch the game together?
No, I can't watch the game with him. I gotta watch the game by myself. Unless I'm in a
the
bunch
same
of
way.
well, if I'm in a bunch with other Carolina fans, I can deal with that. But if I got to be in there with some Duke fans and because we do a North Carolina, we have a North Carolina club here. It's called Jacksonville Carolina Club. Bunch of North Carolina fans, but we do have the last basketball season game of the season, the Duke and Carolina game. We do invite some Duke fans, so they sit on this side of the restaurant. I sit on this side of the restaurant in the back, so I can't get in a fight with them.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it's worse.
I used to love going to sports bars and watch sports. I prefer to stay home now and watch it because you get to say what you want to say. You don't have to watch your language. You can pour your drink at your own pace. You're your best bartender. You can take a power nap. You can have some 420 play. You can do it all. I love the fact that I get to yell at that TV. You can't do that at the bar. They're going to say something to you. Sir, can you sit down? Can you leave? But at home, you can get your issue off.
I still do.
Oh, I definitely do.
All right, we got to move right along here because we're getting close to the time. We got 4 minutes to go, and we got another 1, 2, 3, 4 games. So,
all right, let's go. Let's get it.
All right, next game we're going to pick up is the Pittsburgh Panthers versus the number 18 UCLA Bruins and Chip Kelly. This is a
good one.
This game will be at 2:00 on CBS. This is the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl in El Paso, Texas, at the Sun Bowl Stadium. UCLA favored by 6, and 53.5 is the over and under in this ball game. What does number 18 UCLA has to do against a Pat Arducci's defense of Pittsburgh?
Well, I had high hopes for Pitt. I had Pitt possibly in the college playoff. I had high hopes for them based on what they did last year and the projected talent that they have on their team, that they didn't live up to the expectations. They really let me down. Chip Kelly is methodical when it comes to scoring. If you listen to him, and if they listen to him today, this could be a very, very high scoring game for UCLA. And if they're the only game on TV, everybody's watching, he wants to put up some points. And we know he has that capability.
Well, this game is at 2:00 p.m. on the 30th of May. This is going to be between the North Carolina State and the Gator Bowl, which has got Notre Dame and South Carolina in. But then you got Charbonnet, the running back for UCLA, who leads the team with 195 carries, 1,359 yards with 14 touchdowns against Abegni Akinye for Pittsburgh, who has 239 carries on 1,431 yards and 20 touchdowns. So the battle of the running backs here of this situation is Abegni Akinye is the most primary back for Pittsburgh, who gets all the thing. He's got to get going before Slavis can get going, the quarterback. And that's the reason that Pittsburgh is not in the college playoffs, because they had Pickett last year. They had Slavis come in, transferred out of Boston College, come in. He's not as very effective as Kenny Pickett. And you had Abegni Akinye. If you could stop him, you stop Pittsburgh. So, but then they have a wide receiver Pittsburgh who is dangerous with 55 receptions, 1,012 yards, and 5 touchdowns. So if Banyega gets going and Slavis and Wayne gets going, what an effect of defense that can UCLA and Chip Kelly prevail?
I've never really paid attention to what UCLA's defense can do. They've had some pretty high-scoring games when they're winning or when they're losing. Scores pretty high on the defensive side. I've always judged him from an offensive side of the team. But since he's trying to dominate today, I think he's going to do some things that are a little bit more unconventional, a little bit more blitzes, a little bit more sexy plays on defense.
And then Chip Kelly on the receiving core is Jake Bobo, 54 reception, 789 yards, and 7 touchdowns. He is the Duke transfer out of Duke last year, transferred to UCLA, became a dominant receiver under Chip Kelly. Mm-hmm. Now he has familiar with Arducci's defense. What can he do today? What can he do on the 30th? in El Paso, Texas. What can he affect, and how does Garducci? Because he's got familiarity with Jake Bobo, but Jake Bobo has tortured Pittsburgh too.
I don't think the kid is going to bring that much information to the table. It's like, hey, this is what to look for. Now, there may be one or two tendencies that he can probably spot out and pick up or pinpoint. I can feel that when you're familiar with somebody as a player or coach.
And like I said, Pitt's 45.7% chance of winning to 54.3 for UCLA. The over and under is 53.5, and UCLA is favored by 6. So who you taking?
I love me some Chip Kelly, man. I love his unconventional training regimen that got him kicked out of the NFL. But I'm going with Chip Kelly.
Yeah, I like Chip Kelly's style of offense. I just like the way he high octane all the time.
Yeah,
give a
I like
defense
his
chance
swag.
to rest.
I like the way he wears his hat.
Ricky Smith, I love the head coach Mike Lusky has done Maryland football program. He has brought some of the winning culture from assisting Nick Saban in Alabama. He has recruited well from the DMV to keep kids here. Yeah, he took Tagovailoa's brother with him because he was going to go to Alabama, but then when he left, he took that with him, which is a good starting piece for him. He says, "You guys are in luck. Pitt is my home area, my fave college football program besides Maryland. Hail to Pitt." He says, "Damn, Ray, you murdered Israel's name." Yes, I know. You know, these long ass names, you know, it's kind of hard. You know, I'm not a name expert. You know, Kanye, whatever you want to call it.
Binga, binga, boonga, banga, binga, banga, boonga, banga.
I just call him Israel I just call him by his first name, but, you know.
Your mama call you Clay, I'm going to call you Clay.
Yeah. Me and him on a first name basis. You know, that last name is just, I know it's going to take a while for me to get used to that last name. Since he is going to go to the NFL, he is going to be an NFL running back.
Right?
So
You murdered that name.
Yeah, I murdered him. Sorry. Hope you forgive me. Peace. Yeah, touchdown maker. You can call him a touchdown maker. He is a touchdown maker. But also, UCLA's defense against the run is only 120. They're only giving up 124.2. But Pitt against the run is only giving up 95.5 yards. But what killed Pitt was in that North Carolina game was Drake May passing the ball, and then the defense started to stiffen up, and then Israel did fumble the ball on key plays in that ball game. So he does have an tendency of fumbling the ball at certain places and stuff like that. So, you know, so how does Charbonnet get his stuff going against a really stingy Pitt run defense?
Being aggressive. Attacking the outsides, going up top. I'm telling you, these bowl games, it's more of a statement situation. Let me show you with injuries. Some of these guys were not on the team early in the year, coming back. A lot of people are 100% right now due to the long break they've been on. It seems like forever since we've seen UCLA or Pitt play football. So you got that part as well to put in there. So I just think they're going to come out a little bit more aggressive than they normally would early in the season because it's a bowl game for one. And this is probably the last time they're going to play football. Some of these guys before they go get naked in Indianapolis.
Yeah. All right, let's move right along here. This is the 3:30 p.m. game on ESPN. This is at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida. It's the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. Here is ranked number 21 Notre Dame 8-4 and number 19 South Carolina. We both got UCLA winning that Pittsburgh game.
Yep.
Sorry, Ricky Smith. I can't just. I mean, based on the season that Pitt's had, and based on what Chip Kelly can do, and turn that defense into a not sustained with a high octane offense. If the offense gets started for UCLA, and Pitt can't do anything about it, Pitt ain't got the firepower to match UCLA's firepower.
Right.
So if you're looking at this game, this is 76 degrees on Friday, January 30th at 3:30 ESPN. What does South Carolina do? Come into Jacksonville, and South Carolina people, when you come here, check how the stadium is laid out, how you get parking and everything, and maybe you can turn that awful Bryce Williams Stadium into something else. But anyway, the matchup predictors got Notre Dame 67.6% to 32.4% for South Carolina chance of winning. Number 19, South Carolina comes in 8-4. Number 21, Notre Dame comes in at 8-4. What does Notre Dame have to do? Because the quarterback, Payne, the one you call looks like a little kid, has now transferred out. He is now going to Arizona State for next year. He hit the transfer portal, went to Arizona State. Now that's going to leave them without a quarterback. I don't know if he's going to play in this ball game. So that's going to be the key, the quarterback situation for Notre Dame here. But they still got the tight end, Meyer, who has 67 receptions, 809 yards, and 9 touchdowns for a tight end who is a versatile tight end. Kind of reminds me of one of those Mark Barbaro type tight ends who can go down the seam, catch the balls, and block. So you can't really tell if he's going to go out and pass or he's going to go out and block you on the running game. What does South Carolina and Shane Beamer has to do on their defense to stop Meyer? They're going to have to roll some covers against him.
Notre Dame made all this hype over the hiring of this coach, on how good he is, how it is with his relationship with his players, his coaching style. I haven't seen it yet. Notre Dame is another school that let me down on this record. Notre Dame need to be ashamed of that. They should have won 10 games this year, or even 11. If he's that good of a coach, they made all that hype over him. Show it to me. Proof is in the pudding. I need to see more from him from a coaching perspective as a fan watching Notre Dame football. Now, South Carolina, they can go either kind of way you want it to go when it comes to a football season. Some years they can be really, really good, scary, threatening. What happened to y'all? Nobody wants to play. This is one of those games where it could get out of hand real early if Notre Dame goes in here unprepared. It's one of those setup bowl games right here. It's a scary matchup because South Carolina is hungry. South Carolina is very hungry for the attention. They don't feel like they're being respected. And Notre Dame kind of feels the same way too, but it's Notre Dame's fault. It's Notre Dame's fault. So if Notre Dame goes in here very unprepared for this game, I can see South Carolina winning this game. But if Notre Dame goes in here with their head together and they all watch Rudy and the coach with the beautiful family they always showing, with the game playing the right way, they can go up here and put 40 points up. Easily.
Now, what does Notre Dame got to do to stop Spencer Rattler? Because if Rattler gets going in his game and don't turn the ball over and he's not engaged in making turnovers, he is an effective quarterback for South Carolina. He has done it in numerous games. He did against the Gators. He did against Tennessee. So if he gets himself going, not turnover bound, not getting himself into the downside, if he gets motivated and gets it going for South Carolina, what kind of problem will Spencer Rattler do to Notre Dame's defense?
If they give him time in that pocket, he's going to destroy them. They got to keep him on the run. They got to make him run. That comes with a little bit more edge pressure. Maybe a few times over the middle, a couple of stunts with the linebacking sexy move in the left ends and things of that nature. Little man-to-man pressure with the receiving core in the corners. If they allow that, they can pull that off a couple of times and put them in a 2nd and 8 situation, in 3rd and 7s. The game is in more of their control then. But if they give them the ability to go like in 2nd and 5 and 3rd and 2, it's going to be a long evening.
And then if you look at it too, Notre Dame has got a physical offensive line and their defensive line is very physical too.
Yes.
How does South Carolina maintain the physicality? How can they be more physical than Notre Dame in this ballgame? They're going to have to out-physical Notre Dame to actually beat Notre Dame.
I don't think the offensive line of South Carolina is about that life playing against that Notre Dame defense because up front they nasty. I don't know if you've been to South Bend. Ain't much to do up there. So all they do is think and grow rich on football. They ready for this. They ready for this. Rudy. Rudy. I can't understand what the student body is saying, but I think they're talking about Rudy Rudiger.
All right. So this game is played about 5.5 hours from South Carolina's home stadium, basically in Columbia, South Carolina. So the home crowd should be more towards South Carolina, but Notre Dame's crowd does travel good. But this is also a military town here in Jacksonville, so there could be a lot of Notre Dame fans. I've seen a lot of Notre Dame license plates here in Jacksonville area because since it's military town, everybody's got a lot of fans here. So this is a good portion to get the military crowd who roots for Notre Dame involved in here because, not all the Navy people, because Navy did help save Notre Dame's in history. Nobody really don't go back into history. The Navy Academy, that's why they play the Navy Academy, helped save Notre Dame and not disband Notre Dame at the time. So to us, you have a lot of people that are serving out of Indiana into the Navy who are Notre Dame fans, because I know a couple friends that I was stationed with down here who are big Notre Dame fans who's still here in the area, who's going to the game. So,
buddy mine, Jay, lives in Tampa, is a huge Notre Dame fan.
And then, it's really not going to be a crowd factor here because it's supposed to be a split neutral field here. How does Notre Dame and South Carolina generate the crowd the energy behind the crowds that they do at their home stadium on a neutral site?
Well, the Golden Domers travel very, very well. I had the very great opportunity last year to actually go to the St. Louis Cathedral and see the Notre Dame Glee Club. Very emotional experience. But they travel well, very well. I don't think the representation from Notre Dame is going to be a problem at all. I think it'll be more Golden Domer fans than the South Carolina fans. They travel well. They hit the road.
All right, my friend, who you got in this match? Who you got winning this matchup?
Give me the Golden Domers, man. Rudy.
Yeah, I took Rudy too.
Yeah, Rudy was offsides. That was the greatest sign on College Game Day a few years ago. Guy hit a sign up. Rudy was offsides. I was dying laughing.
All right, we're going to talk Ohio and Wyoming is the next game up on the tap here. This game is let me see here. This game is the Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl. This game will be played on the Barstool, I guess, our Facebook page or something. That's what they name it for the TV is Barstool.
Barstool Sports?
Yep. This is Arizona. This is Arizona Stadium in Tucson, Arizona. This game will be on the Barstool.
They're sponsoring a college bowl game?
Yeah, Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl, and this game is on their Barstool's website or Facebook page, whatever they're streaming on.
Damn, that's balls right there. That's some gangster shit.
Ohio is 9-4. Wyoming comes in at 7-5. 58 degrees temperature. This is in Tucson, Arizona. Ohio is favored by 1 point. Over and under is 43. Who you got in this ball game?
Give me Wyoming.
You going to take the Cowboys? Lerman, Wyoming. I'm going to take Ohio. I'm going to take the Bobcats on this one. Ohio. All right, my friend. This is the big game right here on the night, on the 30th. Number 6, Tennessee versus number 7, Clemson. This is at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida. This is the Capital One Orange Bowl.
The hooker is down.
Degrees.
The hooker is down.
Clemson is favored by 5.5 points. Over and under 63.5. How you look at this game today? How you look at this game on Friday? This is an 8:00 game.
Yeah, Herndon Hooker's out for the year. So there's no excitement on the Tennessee side for me anymore. And Dabo has been in his feelings all season. So this is going to be interesting to watch how he's going to attack the weakness of Tennessee at the quarterback position. I want to see how this defense is going to play. This is going to be something to watch.
All right, and then we talk about the quarterback position. We know Herndon Hooker's out. We know DJ Ugalea is transferred out. We don't know if he's going to play in this ball game because they're starting the freshman quarterback. Who came in during that.
What the fuck is going on down there?
I mean, Carolina was up in that Clemson game, and then all of a sudden they fell out of the bottom once they put the new quarterback in. Wasn't prepared for his running style, throwing style, whatever his ability is. Milton, on the other hand, has starting to experience with Tennessee and with Michigan, University of Michigan. How does Clemson's defense throw at Milton? How to get Milton off his game?
I'm going to pressure the shit out of him. I'm going to put it on him. I'm bringing the house. I'm going to throw all kind of blitzes at him. Everybody's going to be moving on every play. He's not ready. This will be his first start for Tennessee.
That'll be a second.
Second? How did he do the last game?
Let's see. They beat Vanderbilt 56-0.
That was fucking Vandy.
Well, this is third because he got hurt Hendon Hooker got hurt in that South Carolina game, which he came on in relief, which is 63-38. Lost to South Carolina.
Okay. I'm pressuring him. I'm giving him that business. I'm being loud. We barking. We talking trash. I'm going to bring that Clemson of 1980s out there when Barry was there, that type of damn team. See, I don't know why these coaches don't show these kids that the archives. Get their mind in the right spot. Get it right. They out here trading jerseys and shit and taking pictures after the game. That ain't what I'm out here for. That dog up out of you. Let's go. Go eat. Feed him. I'm going with Clemson.
Yeah, and then answer this Ricky Smith's question here because I didn't watch a lot of Pittsburgh Panthers game. The only time I watched the Panthers game is when they played North Carolina. So over the years, I've watched a lot of Clemson games because it was just on a later time, and I got to listen to the pronunciation of their quarterback's name for a while. So if I would listen to a lot of Pittsburgh Panthers game, but part would have got his name right a little bit. It takes me a little bit longer to get the pronunciation of the running back's name. That's why. It's not. I mean, a lot of announcers butchers names. I mean, if you go look at a hockey game, and a lot of hockey announcers messes up all of those names.
That's why I stay in my lane. I don't talk about hockey. I don't talk about what's the other sport I don't do. I'm not doing all that. Shit, the NBA getting that way.
Yeah.
What the hell that boy name? Number 11.
Yeah, so all right. So what does Tennessee got to do to make Will Shipley ineffective in this game? Because Will Shipley for Clemson is their heart and soul of the running game, which 193 carries, about 1,110 yards and 15 touchdowns.
I think Clemson's going to come out more aggressive in this game, in matchup, than any game this year. Because I'm telling you, the coach has been in his feelings. And I think he really got his message off to the team over the past couple of weeks on what he expects of them. And we all know how Dabo Swinney is. If he doesn't get his way, he's going to pout, as we saw in that last game that they lost. He's going to pout his ass off. And I'm thinking the team is going to go out here and say, look, coach, we got you.
Yeah, and if you look at this too, I mean, if you look at the matchup predicted that's on ESPN, they say 57.2% for Tennessee to 42.8% for Clemson.
I would, if Tennessee wins this game, I would be shocked. I'm not going to lie. I would be shocked. Based on how I'm thinking the mindset of Mr. Dabo Swinney is. And the man doesn't like to lose. Doesn't like to lose at all. He wants the team to go out there at least compete, and the teams have not competed in the losses that they've had. That's when coaches get mad across the board. When the team doesn't compete and they don't realize it, you're pissed off as a coach.
And if you look at this too, and you look at Hyatt for Tennessee, who had 67 receptions for 1,267 yards and 15 touchdowns. And we know the secondary Clemson is not that strong. They do get a lot of pass interference. How does Hyatt prevail in this ball game and getting his numbers to where the defense has to start rolling coverage to him, and that could free up the running back in Wright, who has 135 carries for 786 yards and 10 touchdowns. And the only way Tennessee sets their runs up is to run. They do it the opposite direction. They have to pass and set their runs up.
Yeah,
and Hyatt has to get off. So if they just start rolling the coverage out to Hyatt, and then the running game takes off. Then they have to put 8 man in the box because they can't stop the running game. Then they're gonna get high wide back open again.
Yeah, either way, if they take what the defense is giving them instead of trying to force their offensive play set into something, that's when turnovers happen. That's when mistakes in the game. That's when a pick six happen, a scoop and score. But if they go and take what the defense is giving them, I said this last week. Well, I said this Friday on my show. Everybody's trying to make the deep throw. Everybody's trying to make the deep throw. Look how many people are wide open underneath by you trying to make that deep throw. It's okay. The deep throw is not always there. Yes, it's sexy. It's beautiful on highlights. Everybody trying to get you got Moss. But if you're trying to win the game, look at your options underneath as well.
But if you look at Heupel's offense, the offense is predicated on some of the deep throws, but they also predicate themselves on the wide receiver screens and throwing these little underneath coverage to 5 or 6 yards. He takes advantage of the whole side of the whole entire field. It's not just going deep, stretching you deep. It's going down in the middle. It's going to the outside. It's going to the wide receiver screens. It's going to the running back screens. It's going to the tight end screens. He even got a play that he runs the tight end straight down the seams like Marple Barrow used to do for the
I saw that when they played when they played Florida. They did that play.
So, what does Debo has to do with his defense to counteract? Because the way Georgia did that, they played physical on the Tennessee wide receivers. Well, Clemson can't play physical like Georgia's defense on their wide receivers. So, does Debo have to go a lot of man-to-man, or does put a lot of jams on them, or are they just going to let them free running off and hope the quarters can hold up on them at the end?
If I was Clemson, I would let them come out. Let me see what you got. On that first series that they get the ball, let me see what you got, Tennessee. Show me what you got. And then we'll go from there. On the other hand, I just come out with the plan. I want to put some pressure on the quarterback the entire game. That may require some man-to-man matchup. That may require that. But those are the two scenarios I would use if I was Clemson. Let me see what you got. It's like when I play Madden. I let them show me whatever. They first 4 plays, they're going to show you everything they have. After that, I figure that out. Boom. Now we can have a good competitive game now. Because you didn't show me your best 4 plays you're going to call.
Now,
maybe Tennessee would do that.
Now, Myles Murphy he had a slow start this season. He started to come on the last few games. How does Tennessee control Myles Murphy? Because Myles Murphy could be a disruptor in the line by himself, not being double teamed, not have to put a man in the box. He could be a disruptor because he played the run very well, and he's also good at getting to the quarterback. So how does Tennessee have to chip Myles Murphy, even though Myles Murphy don't play the edge? He plays towards the middle, the defensive tackle to an edge, but he plays that 3 technique very well, and he's very disruptive if you can't get 2 men on him.
That's what she said. I'm going to double team him and keep me a running back in the backfield. And I may be in shotgun the whole game. I may do that. Unless it's 100% in the red zone, I'm getting up under my center ass and handing the ball off a quarterback sneak or maybe an RPO. But other than that, I'm in shotgun formation. That way I got the double team that I can see. Now I got my line, then I got my running back over here as well. I may get a little push from the tight end coming around on some motion. But I'm going to have me some protection right there. He's getting double teamed the whole game.
Well, both teams coming in the last 5 games, they're both 3-2 in the last 5 games. So,
gotcha. I'm going to roll my horses on this one and stick with Dabo Swinney because I'm thinking of the mindset. Well, I'm thinking where he's at with this team right now, how the communication is going with the transfer portal, that situation. That still irks me on why the quarterback is leaving. There's some rumblings going on the coaching staff. There's something not right going on in Clemson, and I want to know why. And maybe watching this game, I'll figure it out. But I'm pulling for Clemson.
Well, it's a good bowl name. It's the Capital One Orange Bowl. Both teams are orange, so you got the orange right in this ball game. Is which orange is going to come out? Is it going to be the gray and orange, or is it going to be the purple and orange?
Look at you, Captain Obvious. Sport not the obvious.
So, I mean, this is going to be an 8 p.m. showdown. Oranges do grow good at night. Not too much sun to disrupt their growth. So, I mean, this is going to be a good game here. I also got Clemson, number 7 ranked team. I got over the number 6 ranked team in Tennessee. This is going to be a good game for Debo Swinney. This could be a stepping stone for the next year team to take the momentum if they get the win out of here, or it could be a stepping stone for Tennessee if they can get a win out of here. So that is our pick for all these 19 games that are coming up this week.
Shout out to Alex Ovechkin too, man. Good shit, Ovi. Good shit.
Yeah, Alex Ovechkin.
O-V.
I think I pronounced his name correctly. Ovechkin.
Yeah, Alex Ovechkin.
He's number 2. He's what, like 6 or 7 goals behind now of the great one?
No, man. Wayne Gretzky had 894 goals.
I don't know. I don't keep up with hockey, so too much hockey. I know. I mean,
somebody said Ovi's gonna get that next. What? No, man, that dude gonna retire. 809. Wayne Gretzky was different.
I seen a little bit of Wayne. I saw a little bit of Wayne Gretzky when he was with the Kings.
He was here for the Blues.
Yeah, and I've only picked up hockey recently since the Carolina Hurricanes came in after Hartford Whalers left Hartford to go to the Carolinas, and that one great run that the Hurricanes did win the Stanley Cup. Mm-hmm. That's the only time I really watched hockey. So I mean,
a couple games a year. It's pretty fun, entertaining. It's a hockey town with a baseball problem.
Yeah. All right. So Gretzky has 894. Ovechkin now has 802.
Told you.
Oh. Okay. I learned something new.
Did you watch the World Cup before we get out of here?
No, I didn't. I watched Argentina, a little bit of Argentina game, but I didn't watch all of it.
Oh my God. It was insane. Sports last weekend was insane. Insane. Everything was on. Everything was good. Everything was competitive. There's no telling what's going to happen today.
So we got today's game is at 8 o'clock tonight. It is Middle Tennessee State and San Diego State Aztec. This game is the Clarence T.Z. Chang Athletic Complex in Hawaii, the Easy Post Hawaiian Bowl. That is the game, only game for college football today. We got a lot of NFL games here today on this thing. The Jacksonville Jaguars beat the New York Jets on Thursday night to keep that rolling into the hope for the playoffs. They still lead their own destiny. They got to win in Houston, and then they got to beat Tennessee. And if they do the next 2 games, they win the next 2 games, Jacksonville Jaguars will be in the wild card playoffs of the NFL. So this has been a great Saturday. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's to everybody, because we'll get to see you on New Year's Day. So yeah, we'll be here on New Year's Day, get you ready for all the bowl games and stuff. We got you all the way up to the 30th of January. We pick you up on the 31st of January. So New Year's Eve, we'll bring that rocking New Year's Eve. Now we won't get the early start on the New Year's. Don't worry about us drinking. We won't be drinking on the show. So that's later on in the night. We will bring you some college football and stuff, but also on the All Sports All Plays College Breakdown Show, we will be doing the national championship game. We'll be breaking it down. Me and Dre will be online doing a live watch show we'll come on an hour before and get you ready for that game, and then we'll take you through the game. If you want to watch it on the All Sports All Plays College Network, where you'll see us, you won't see the game. We'll just tell you about the game because we can't legally televise the game, but we can talk about it. So we'll be on here talking about it. If you would like to hear our conversations during the game, it'll be very candid. He might dress up as his Hawaiian Santa Claus right now, his 808 area code with his Top Gun glasses on, look like Tom Cruise there, We're gonna call him. His code name is be Hawaiian Santa. That's your code name. Hawaiian Santa. Buddy. All right, man. Everybody treat you later. I am Ray. This is Dre. We on the All Sports All Plays Network on the All Sports All Plays College Breakdown. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. See y'all next weekend. And to everybody I'd just like to say for Ricky Smith, go Panthers. Hope y'all can make a good game out of it and win. I know I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong for saying it, but I just like to say it.
Right.
But anyway, I will be checking in some tickets for the Florida State game. My wife there, and we might take her down to Orlando for that game on the 30th, on the 29th. And then I'll probably be at the TIA Bank Field at Notre Dame versus South Carolina, going for the Golden Domers, not the South Carolina. Bad history between the North Carolina and South Carolina people. But anyway. So,
all right, man.
All right, man. You have a good day.
You
Teach
too.
y'all later. Peace out.
All right.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.